shook and grown. Disobedience turned their hearts to stone. The truth lost in the zone. Now paying rent in Hades' bone home. Post crackheads, no shelter in the night. Underworld gates, that eternal fright. Denials echo through torturous flight. Only face facts could have saved their plight. Finding crack, no way back. Lost souls on brimstone track. Ignorance, gotta pay the toll. Zeus truth. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we gotta get it in before the holidays. Wails of the foolish on the underworld note. Denied Olympian decree now they tote. Eternal chains, no antidote. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Truth unseen. You know what we gotta do. We gotta save this country. Follow the path. No days off when you're a superhero, right, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Dolphin. Navidad. You want to go to Navidad, alter ego? You know what that means. You gotta drill, baby, drill. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christmas Eve. Right after Christmas, Adam. You know what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, Dolphin, so much. You're so lovely out there. Oh my goodness, KK, good morning. Yeah. Yvonne, good morning. W alter ego in the chat. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got all morning. Yeah. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I hope you made it to where you gotta make it. For those of you, Mr. No Weapons, Mr. No Weapons, please, Mr. No Weapons. Nobody got time for that. We're pretty much in a state of emergency, Mr. No Weapons. All right, seriously. I'm not gonna be here long. All right, I gotta get in and then I gotta get out, but I gotta deliver the message to you, you people out there, so that you can actually be prepared. All right, don't worry. We're gonna take care of you though. We're gonna lower your taxes and we're gonna pay off a lot of your debt. Don't worry. All right, but you know, you just gotta bear with us for a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. And when you play the game, man, you better know the options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy. Did you have your coffee? It's me, yeah. Good morning, little Miss Petty. How are you doing? Looking so lovely today, by the way. Trish, good morning. Bamba, how are you doing, Bamba? You've been rocking with me for a while, okay? I said, you know, we got to talk to Bamba today, all right? We got to talk to you, Bamba. If you have time today, please come up here. I want to get some updates about Ukraine, and so these people can understand what's at stake in this country. And even if I fail, at least I was honest, because I'm Triple H, ladies and gentlemen. All right, listen, Casey, good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's show. Obviously, today is Christmas Eve. Yes, and this is the Biden administration, for those of you who are worried, wondering what this picture is. You can see President Biden right there. You can see President Biden. Oops, right. You see President Biden right there. You see how diverse his cabinet, the cabinet is. You see he's actually assembled a cabinet that reflects what the United States of America looks like. All right, President Biden. Good morning. Yeah, so before we get started, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. The second H is because I'm humble. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you've guessed it, I am and will always remain the most handsome. And honestly, you all have to knock it off, especially my good friend Nutty Professor. There's no one more handsome than me on TikTok. There's no one bringing the energy the way that I bring it on TikTok. All right. I mean, there's a lot of great people out here, but when people start going after those H's, I get a little worried. And you know what? I said, you know what? I don't want to do this to my fellow Democrat friends out there, but if you go after my H's again, guess what? I'm going to warm up the lake of fire, and guess what I'll do? I'll go ahead and toss you in it. Can't have that. We can't have any infighting like what's going on in the GOP. Speaking of the GOP, many of you are familiar. Good morning, Brother Swervin. Many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of TikTok, on this side of town. We tell the truth. We hold the people on the right accountable, all right, for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes, right? All right. And so, with that being said, any of you out there that are, as my good friend Brother Swervin likes to say, factose intolerant, that means you're allergic to the facts, you might want to leave this live because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you. All right, but get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You hear that, MAGA? A lot of you think you won the election. I don't ever want to hear a Trump supporter. I don't ever want to see a Trump supporter come to my live and utter the words, I won or we won. I don't want to ever hear you say it. I don't ever want to hear you see you write it in my chat. I just want you Trump supporters to really sit your special behinds down and listen to this special broadcast because, to be quite honest, I won. The Democrats actually win. You know why? Because guess what we get to watch? We get to watch Donald Trump single-handedly. Didn't I just ask you not to say what you just wrote in the chat? Look at these. I asked them very specifically. So these people like to be defiant. These people don't like to follow the rules. These people are, as far as I'm concerned, they're traitors. So like I said, we get to watch Donald Trump systematically, day by day, lie to all of you, rob you blind. All right. And you know this country is heading towards you know what I like to say? Good morning, Q-Dog. How many of you know this country is heading towards a 1929 style depression? Congratulations, Donald Trump. You're not going to have any more money. As a matter of fact, you're going to lose money. I keep having to have, it's like deja vu. It's like deja vu when I go live, right? Every day we have to explain to these Trump supporters, these MAGA demons, that Donald Trump lied to them and that if you think grocery prices are high now, they're going to be astronomically, or in mathematical terms, exponentially a lot higher because I'm going to be honest with you, Donald Trump has no clue what the heck he's doing. Look at how he's ran his businesses. He's going to file bankruptcy, rip off all the creditors that, he worked with. They're going to go home. They're not going to be able to actually pay for groceries. He thinks that, you know what they say, the bark is bigger than the bite. So some people out here are saying, oh, well, there's not going to be mass deportations. There's going to be mass deportations. And guess who's going? A lot of the same people who voted for Donald Trump. Congratulations. You're going straight to the southern border. A lot of you Trump supporters, especially my African-American so-called brothers and sisters, a lot of y'all are eligible for deportation. You said that I'm clueless, Frankie? Oh, Frankie, come up here, Frankie. You think I'm clueless, Frankie? Why don't you come up here? I'll help you understand what I mean. Frankie, you want to come up here and demonstrate your intelligence to all of us? Frankie, I would love, Frankie, for you to get up in the box and reveal to all of us Donald Trump's master plan. Oh, yes, I'm clueless. Rita, come on, Rita. Come on up here, Rita. Frankie, Rita, I invited you both up here. All right, this show is only 2 hours. All right, and then if I invite you up and you decline my invitation, you know what I mean? Then that to me tells me you're not really a human being. You're most likely a Putin puppet, a Russian propagandist. And I've asked my mods, you know what to do. Go ahead and put them in a straight jacket. All right. Go ahead and put them in a straight jacket because they need to learn something. No leak. Oh, wait a second. Okay, hold on. Good morning. Do you realize the presidencies were lost because of the economy? James Barlow. James, no, I don't realize that. Can you come up here and explain that, James? Or any of you Trump supporters real quickly, because I don't got all day to do this, ladies and gentlemen. We are heading towards someone wrote I'm clueless. We're heading towards a 1929 style depression. One like we've never been through ever, because Donald Trump learned a word that's in the dictionary, tariff. And he fell in love with this word. He has no clue what it means to the average American. All he wants to do is make sure he lines his pockets with your money. And I had to think about it. It's one heck of a marketing trick, right? I mean, you sell these shoes, $350, golden sneakers. You sell these watches $100,000 a pop, all right? And then you know what you say? You say, you know what? That's just not enough. They can't go any higher. How can I make these watches cost more money? Then he comes up with this word tariffs. And he convinces his supporters that the tariffs are actually a good thing. Well, that means more American innovation, Zeus. That means more jobs for all of us, Zeus. This is how you guys think. You'll never get those jobs. Your wages will never go up, but the prices of those things will go up. The prices of your groceries will go up. The prices of your eggs will go up. And guess what? Next thing you know, your 401ks go down the drain, right down the toilet. You all have no clue what you've done to this great country of ours. And it's so sad. It's so sad. You all have no regards. You don't care. And you know what else I was thinking about today? Listen, I have no crystal ball. I actually do have a crystal ball. That's why they call me Zeus. You're right, Shay. We do pay the tariffs. I actually do have a crystal ball. I have been, in case a lot of you don't know this, I was here when Donald Trump was president before. I haven't forgotten. My memory works very well because guess what? I'm not out here doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing, you know, putting stuff inside of my body that allows my mind to be gone. A lot of you wake up in the morning and I know what you do. You do some very disgusting things, probably illegal. All right, whatever you're doing, because you don't have any ability to recall what Donald Trump did when he was in office. All right, you all know exactly what he did. The first thing he did when he got into office, Barack Obama tapped my wires. How many of you remember that lie from the pits of hell? All right, that's how he started his whole I'm going to divest from all of my businesses. He brings in a stack of blank papers. Did you guys know those papers were blank? And he convinced his supporters that he really divested from his business. You know what? I didn't want to do it. But you know what? I'm going to give his supporters a round of booze and shame. Let's give them a round of booze and shame. You don't know any better.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Okay, and the cat's out of the bag right now. You know, there's reports out there now saying Donald Trump, he's already in a lot of trouble because, quote, this is not what he ran on. They're saying that Donald Trump is already veering away from his campaign promises. For instance, the conflicts going on the other side of the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, right? He hasn't stopped those. He said he was going to stop them in 24 hours. They're not being stopped. No. You know what Donald Trump's doing? He's down there at Mar-a-Lago, padding his pockets, lining his pockets with millions and millions of dollars from billionaires. The same billionaires that you all used to cry to the Democrats about. Yeah, that's all he's doing. Let's see what we can get out here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And are the grocery prices going down? No, they aren't. All right.
Dinner with Tim Cook. I had dinner with sort of almost all of them, and the rest are coming. And this is one of the big differences, I think, between, we were talking about it before, one of the big differences between the first term. In the first term, everybody was fighting me. In this term, everybody wants to be my friend.
Absolutely not. That's a lie right there. I don't want to be your friend. Who is he? Do you all believe what Donald Trump is saying? Do you understand? This is never mind. I'm not even going to say it because I got to keep it clean on TikTok.
My personality changed or something.
All right, let's bring our panel back in. Alex, let me start with you. What are you hearing on this?
Yeah, I can tell you that people around Donald Trump do not think his personality has changed. What has changed is the people, sort of society around him, and that all these companies no longer feel any sort of stigma of donating to Donald Trump. And they know Donald Trump is an incredibly transactional person. The reason why Elon Musk has so much influence in this incoming administration is not just because Donald Trump likes SpaceX or likes spending time with Elon Musk. It's because Elon Musk spent over $200 million helping him get elected.
Let's stop right there. Do any Trump supporters have a problem with Elon Musk giving Donald Trump $200 million? Do any Trump supporters have a problem with that? Because I do. Oh, hypocrites! You're all a bunch of hypocrites. See, my problem... Hold on, I don't want to do any battles. I don't want to do any battles on TikTok. No, I don't do no battle. As much as I don't like Donald Trump, the more I think about it, you know who I really have beef with, all right? You know what beef is, all right? it's his supporters. Every MAGA accusation is truly what? A MAGA confession. You want to protect the kids. This report that came out about Matt Gaetz, did you all see? I was going to actually talk about Matt Gaetz. Rooster, I said this thing is going to break the community guidelines. And I was like, I go to the, you could go on X where all the Trump supporters cry at Elon Musk's platform. I was looking very diligently for Trump supporters to call Matt Gaetz out. Do you think they called Matt Gaetz out? No, you know what they were doing? Making excuses for him. They made excuses, and they went as far as to blame President Biden for the commuting of the sentences and whatnot. I'm like, okay, if you have the energy to get on to President Biden, you definitely should have some energy to get on Matt Gaetz, but you never did. So guess what? I'm going to give you Trump supporters another round of booze and shame. We're heading towards. I don't need to say Merry Christmas to you. No, absolutely not.
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
These companies are taking that cue.
Brad, let me get your take on the topic of tariffs especially. U.S. automakers could get hit particularly hard when it comes to the components needed to build a new car. So this is according to CNBC, but they quote, putting tariffs on components could add $600 to $2,500 per vehicle in parts from Mexico, Canada, and China.
Wow.
That's according to estimates in a Wells Fargo analyst note.
So your cars are going to cost more, Rooster. Congratulations. You played yourself. And do you think he's going to do anything about taking the interest you pay on your auto loan and letting you get a tax write-off like he promised during the campaign? You think he's going to actually follow through on that, Rooster? No. Do you think he's going to cap credit card interest rates at 10%, Rooster? No. So we already know what you are.
Prices on vehicles assembled in Mexico and Canada, which account for about 23% of vehicles sold in the U.S., could rise $1,750 to $10,000.
Wow.
Brad, how does that help Trump?
Well, I don't think Donald Trump wants to put tariffs on Mexico and Canada. He says he's going to put tariffs on them if they can't get the border secure on their side of it. That's.
So when you hear Trump supporters saying ridiculous, I don't think he wants to put tariffs. I don't think he wants to shut down. I don't think he wants to do mass deportations. What this person is doing, this is the beginning of acceptance. He knows he made a terrible mistake voting for Donald Trump.
There's a tariff and there's a threat of a tariff. And access to the United States market is one of the biggest weapons we have to affect change in policies in our other trading partners. I think Donald Trump will be satisfied if Mexico and Canada do all the things they need to do to secure the border and to let our products in there and then move on. Remember, he's the one that renegotiated what was NAFTA, now is the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement. So let's all watch this play out. Let's watch.
Good morning, Maritza.
So I really don't want to be on.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought I saw you write something in the comments section. All right. You're good?
I'm good.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Now keep it clean out there, because if you say anything else, I think I caught what you wrote. There's no lies being told. All right. All I'm doing is playing what Donald Trump is saying. All right.
How the threat works.
Matt, how are Democrats watching this play out? I mean, obviously, Trump ran on a campaign of lowering prices. Some economists have pointed out that some of his policies that he has floated, to your point, Brad, floating a policy versus implementing a policy are very different. But some have pointed out could be really inflationary.
Sorry, was that me? So look, my apologies. So look, in the end, right, this is not what Donald Trump ran on.
It's not.
Donald Trump ran and won this presidential election largely by co-opting traditional Democratic talking points in and around fighting an elitist class that was both culturally estranged from working people,
right,
and working against the economic interests of working people. He did not run on this notion that he was going to parade billionaires down to Mar-a-Lago in what is ultimately an escalator of transactional deals. So this speaks to potentially what the Trump administration will actually look like, which is traditional Republican politics of being there for the top 1%. That's not only a bad set of policies and agendas for working people in the United States of America, but it's also going to be very poor politics.
Leah, let me let you have the last
You hear that?
Zuckerberg.
Go ahead, Brett.
You hear this, MAGA?
Well, people like Mark Zuckerberg have been in the pocket of Democrats and donating millions and millions of Democrats for generations. These same donors who you're decrying for going to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President-elect Trump, they're Democratic donors. I don't know how you can take those things and not equate them.
So I'm not decrying this. What I'm saying ultimately is this is not what Donald Trump ran on. Where were the commercials that said that he is going to surround himself by billionaires at Mar-a-Lago who give him $1 million? Where were the commercials that said he's going to listen to donors and then talk about annexing the Panama Canal because someone's upset about their higher toll rates that they're paying? This is not what he spoke about, but it is how he is governing.
Max, let me actually.
Do you hear this? Where were the commercials about making Canada a 51st state? Where were the commercials about taking over Greenland and invading Mexico? Where were those commercials? How much is that going to cost you, the taxpayers? You don't care, because as long as you get your cult leader, right? All right. So listen up, ladies and gentlemen. It gets a lot worse. It gets a lot worse since we're in the holiday mood. And Donald Trump did promise to bring down those groceries. How many of you are familiar with that movie Home Alone? All right. You know, in the movie Home Alone, they said, you know, when Kevin went to go to the store, he bought a half a gallon of milk, half a gallon of orange juice, Wonder Bread, TV dinner, frozen mac and cheese. He bought some Tide. You know, that's laundry detergent. Oh, and he got some saran wrap, bounce dryer sheets, toilet paper, and some toy soldiers. And they say he got all of that for $20. There's a TikTok video going on about it. He got all of that for $20. All right. And they're saying now if you do such a thing today, it's going to cost $70, 250% increase. And it's going to get a lot worse when Donald Trump gets into office. These are projections, maybe even $120. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I mean. Congratulations. We're heading towards a 1929 style depression. Thank you, Donald Trump. Because the tariffs and the mass deportations, that's why they're saying that. This country is on its way to hell. All right, I'll bring up Trump supporters, all right? If you're a Trump supporter and, you know, you're in the holiday mood, please put a 1 in the chat. Come on up here and I will help you understand why this is probably, honestly, going to be your last reasonable, affordable Christmas. Because after this, there's not going to be a Christmas anymore, I promise you. All right, and you know we keep it clean on this show. No cursing allowed. I will hear you out. Honestly, I people say Zeus is a little too nice sometimes, but I'm a fair host. Despite, you know, the fact that I deliver the truth, I have to deliver the truth the way that I do. But when it's time to actually pay attention and learn, I'm probably one of the nicest people that you could listen to. Yeah, someone says Zeus is cool. You're right. All right, so let's go. No. Don't say BS. Watch how I do this. Watch. I'm a very reasonable person. Good morning, user. How are you? Hey, user, are you there? Beyond fair. That's a good word to describe it. User, are you there? User. See what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? They're a little nervous. User, here's the thing. I can't hear you. So what I'll do is I'll give you a couple more seconds and then I got to let you go. All right. Going once. Going twice. Gone. Goodbye, user. All right. See, user, I tried to work with you. So let's try this again. You think I'm very respectful, and I respect that. Thank you. Yeah, I really do. I really do try to hear these people out and really go the distance, because I hope throughout the conversation a lot of them understand where they're being a bit hypocritical, where they're not able to really connect the dots, right? And that's why I take my time going through the talking with a lot of you. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter and you want to come up here and defend your daddy. We'll try this again. It's not that difficult to do, ladies and gentlemen. It really isn't. All right, good morning. I have a lot of patience. Yeah, well, I try my best. I really do. I really do. I know a lot of people. There goes Zeus. There we go. You said you did. You did hear me. You want to try it again, user? Let's try it again. Come on up here. If you heard me, you didn't say anything. All right. Come on up here, user. We don't got all morning to do this, all right? A lot of us, we're traveling. We got to get places. And so it's very important you get in here and get out of the way, get your talking points out, and then we move on. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter. Wait a second. Hold on. It says, hold on. Democrats will never be in charge again. Well, wait a second. Why would you say that? Come on up here. Oh my goodness. All right. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all these exciting these Trump supporters here. Good morning, Nutty. How are you doing, Nutty? Oh, look at that. We're gonna be patient, ladies and gentlemen. You got to give them time to warm the engine up and get in their cars, because they can't talk to Zeus when they're around their family and friends right now, because they're gonna they usually end up crying after the conversation ends, because they go, oh, I didn't know I threw away my vote and voted for somebody like Donald Trump, who we know isn't going to actually help me. All right. Put a 1 in the chat real quickly if you are a Trump supporter. I'm looking. Or send me. Actually, you can send a guest request too. All right. And I'll bring you right on up and we will have this conversation. All right. It doesn't take all day, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. If I voted for Donald Trump or Joe Biden, it wouldn't take me this long to get in here and actually explain it to you. All right. Why I did what I did. All right. Just come on up here. W. Leah in the chat. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, obviously they've heard about me. And they say, you know what, I got to think twice about getting in the live and talking to Big Zeus, because you know what's going to happen when I talk to Big Zeus. I am going to end up in a state of shock. All right. So what we'll do is we'll give him a little more time. If you're a Trump supporter, go ahead. Please put a 1 in the chat. All right. I know you've been waiting for this moment. I see what you all do, especially when I go, oh, my gosh, W in the chat. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Oh, lighten up. Good morning. How are you? Oh, we got 2.
How you doing, Zeus?
I'm all right. We spoke before?
No, we haven't, man. I just came across and you seem like a cool dude. So.
All right. So you voted for Trump, right?
Yes, I did.
All right. Aaron, send me a guest request, Aaron, and we will talk to you. What part of the country are you in?
New York.
All right. Shout out to New York. Let me guess. You voted for Obama at one point?
Actually, no, I didn't.
Oh, did you vote for Biden?
Nah, man, I'm a Republican.
Oh, okay, hardcore to the paint. All right. Yeah. Why did you vote for Donald Trump?
Well, he ran on the economy and he ran on securing the border, and I thought those were 2 important things,
Okay. Do you think so? What in your mind? Where is the economy at right now?
The economy is horrible, man. My sister owns a restaurant, and she's actually closing this year after 31 years because things just got so bad. And
that's in New York. Her restaurant's in New York?
Yes.
What kind of food does she
It's an Irish American, restaurant, makes all kinds of food.
When from your experience talking to your sister, when did she begin experiencing financial problems with the restaurant? What year?
Well, look, I got to be honest. The pandemic had a lot to do with it,
And that's the part that I really try to connect with people like you at. Right. Because I don't know if you are aware of what Donald Trump did to harm her business. Does she know what he did to harm her business?
Well, I mean, as I said, after the pandemic, the cost of goods went through the roof. So it's kind of hard to turn a profit when your prices go up, and then if you raise your prices, customers feel, oh, well, I'm not going to go there because it's too expensive. Which is why fast food joints are always got lines going around the corner, and restaurants are suffering. A lot of restaurants went out of business over here.
So let's get back into the pandemic, right?
Right.
I'm trying to pull up here we go, the timeline. What I like to do is we just got to let the facts be what they are, and then we can discuss the impact. So on May of 2018, Donald Trump disbanded Barack Obama's White House pandemic response team. So that's in 2018. What do you think that did when he did that? What would happen if you get rid of our defense for something like this? Do you think that strengthens the United States, or do you think that makes it weaker?
Well, I mean, as far as the business was concerned, it was 2020 when restaurants were shut down.
Well, I haven't gotten there, but what I'm doing is starting in 2018, and Trump was president, right?
Right.
So if you get rid of the pandemic response team, that means when we actually end up getting a situation where there's might be a pandemic, you don't have anything in place, and you got to kind of start all over and build from scratch. So doesn't that kind of help you understand a little bit why Democrats keep harping on this and blaming Trump a little bit more now? Because we're going, why did you get rid of that?
Right.
And you know why he did it, right?
Probably because Obama did it.
And so wouldn't you understand? So that harms your business, your sister's business.
Well, I mean, to an extent. I mean, I don't think anything, whatever measures you had in place for an epidemic of that scale, I don't think anything. Nobody was expecting or prepared for this type of.
Well, you really can't say that if Obama put something in place. Because he seems like Obama had enough awareness to know this could possibly happen.
Well, I mean, what measures are we talking about? What are you saying that he had in place that would have, helped her business during the worst pandemic we've ever seen?
I think that if he would have, so at least with, the pandemic response team, he would have had a playbook to utilize, and a lot of time wouldn't have been wasted in terms of getting the United States to respond, properly to this threat. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
It's, what they say, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready kind of thing.
Right.
Right. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And to me, it shows this is the president of the United States, but his leadership is a very, very big issue. He's not thinking about the larger picture. He's only thinking about his personal, whatever his personal vendetta is. And I think that's harmful to the American people. And I'm also connecting it to, the business. Following that, in July of 2019, the CDC epidemiologist that was embedded in China's disease control agency left the post. And then Donald Trump decided, let's eliminate the role.
Mm-hmm.
So you could kind of see, and there's so many more things, he lied to us repeatedly about how dangerous it was. He praised President Xi in the way he handled it. He gave out a lot of misinformation about whether or not people should, mask up and social distance, and then whether or not they should get vaccinated. So when you have that as your foundation, you know how a house is built, you got to have the foundation.
Right.
If Trump was responsible for the foundation, then, now we get to what happened once Biden took over. And yeah, you're right. Not just the United States, but all countries all over the world, they had to deal with the consequences of the pandemic.
Right.
And this is where I say to you, now that this is how Trump operates, he's, filed 6 bankruptcies. Do you honestly think if another natural disaster like this or some sort of pandemic happens like this, do you honestly think he'll know what to do?
Well, I mean, now he's been through it, so yeah, I would think he would know what to do at this point. I don't think people realized what was headed our way in 2019.
I got something to say about that, though. So if he really learned his lessons, he wouldn't have picked Matt Gaetz to be his attorney general. You know that, right?
I don't know why he picked Matt Gaetz, man, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm glad that he's not part of it. I'm glad Matt Gaetz is out and is going to,
Yeah, but that means to you should see that as this is a person who lacks, the ability to make sound business decisions.
Maybe to a certain degree. Like you mentioned how many bankruptcies he's had, how many, but I mean, out of how many jobs and how many businesses he had. So if out of all those businesses, which might have been 500 businesses. So if 5 or 6 of them went bankrupt, you wouldn't take those odds, right?
Actually, it's not just about that. It's also about the message he's sending, right? So the people who he did that to were everyday Americans. Imagine you run a business.
Yes.
Okay, what industry?
No painter.
Okay,
No.
so say you're a painter and you score a bid, you score a deal of a lifetime. Guess what? And you got your wife and kids. Donald Trump selected my business to do some work at Trump Tower, and the contract value was, $250,000. That's life changing, right?
Right.
And then you get in there, you start doing your thing, painting. He starts nickel and diming you to death, right? And making it a situation where you're like, I don't know if I'll be even able to break even. And then he does this thing. I'm going to go file bankrupt. All right. So I don't even have to pay you. Imagine the devastation that would deliver to you and your family. You
Yeah.
probably would run the risk of getting divorced. Your wife and children they wouldn't look up to you anymore. Right.
Right. Well, I mean, usually contracts don't work that way, where you're doing a $250,000 job, and then at the end of the job, you lose out on $250,000. You get paid. It's in the contract for every couple of weeks you're getting a check. So you're not really out $250,000. By the time he declares bankruptcy, you may be out a couple of weeks worth of that job. I mean, that's how a contract.
That's honestly, the people who he's done that to, they got a completely different story. I'm talking about families devastated, sir, going in the hole, in the red. And that's why I brought up, getting divorced. This man knows how to actually abuse the law in a way where he comes out the winner and you will come out the loser. So when he files bankruptcy, I go, okay, this is not somebody who's just going through hard times. He's actually weaponizing the judicial system because he knows he got more money than you. And, the other thing that he had was the business in New York with Letitia James, all the fraud. You heard about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Half a $1 billion fine. Imagine that. So when you look at this guy, Donald Trump, he's been impeached twice, and I tell people this all the time. He's been impeached twice. He's been found to have been, committing crimes. Fined $500 million. The way that he talks to women. E. Jean Carroll. Actually, there's 26 other. He is actually friends with that guy, Jeffrey E. At a certain point, you have to actually accept the fact that, perhaps this person just isn't a good person.
I hear what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying, but he won the popular vote. I mean, that has to tell you where we're at as a country. Like, people just weren't having it anymore. I mean, you could bring up all the bad things.
It was a small amount that he won. So I don't necessarily think he has a mandate the way that he says he does. I also think Elon helped him out quite a bit. If it wasn't for Elon, I don't think he would have won. He owes his life to Elon, to be quite honest.
Right.
Did you vote for Elon? You didn't, right?
Hey, look, Elon is a brilliant man. I can't take nothing away from Elon. I mean, if he wanted, to me, it made no sense for Elon. I mean, he has electric cars. That's his business. That's how he made his fortune in Tesla, right? I mean, you would think he would align with the Democratic Party, not the Republicans who want to do away with electric cars and all that stuff. So he saw something that said, "Hey, I'm going to align with the Republican Party," right?
Yeah, I think he just saw an opportunity. And so here we are now, honestly, where I feel like you're at a point now where you honestly are starting to wonder, did you make the right decision? You said something interesting. You said the people have spoken. Do you think a majority of people who voted for Donald Trump truly grasp and understand the gravity of their actions? Or and do you really have a good idea about why they may have voted for Donald Trump?
I think people were tired of the economy and security. That's what I think of. Border security isn't just about. It's not about racism, man. I hate when people try to put race on that. It's you wouldn't want people coming to your house through the back door of your home, right? Like if you invite people over, you want them to come through your front door, right? We have people coming through the back door of our country that are unvetted. They're not just from Mexico. They're from Venezuela. They're from China. They're from the Middle East. We don't know who's coming through our border.
But the Venezuelan situation, you know, Trump did that before he left office. He signed an executive order letting them into the country. And then somehow he magically convinced his supporters that it was Biden that did this.
Well,
it's the greatest. I got to give it to Donald Trump. He's like a magician with you supporters of his, and not just, you know, people who are loyal supporters, but the people who actually went out and voted for him. He figured out how to make sure everything wrong with this country, you look towards Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the Democrats. But if I were to ask you, like, seriously, do you really think immigration has been an issue since the Biden administration only, or do you think we could probably go back further?
Well, they say Obama.
I think you could go a lot further back than Obama.
Right, but he deported.
Good morning, Ann.
You know, I understand what you're saying, but it was just, you know, you reach a tipping point.
So let's go through, but see how you're doing that thing, right? So you want to say Obama was dealing with it. Trump got into office. He fixed it, right? Or did he not fix it?
Well, he was trying to fix it.
So the answer, he didn't fix it.
Well, there was opposition at every corner, you know.
No. That's not. You can't give Trump an excuse, because you got to give that to Obama and you got to give that to Joe Biden. We had opposition with the bipartisan border bill. Right. So you can't. So when you say, well, we had issues with immigration, it would have been nice to honestly hear you say, well, you know, Biden had a lot of opposition from Republicans. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump himself said, don't fix the border, because if you fix it, I won't have anything to run on. So that doesn't seem to me like Donald Trump really wants to fix the issue. Right?
Look, I'm sure Donald Trump, I mean, look, if he's not serious about fixing the issue, then we've really been bamboozled, right? Because that's what he was running on. And he started the wall. He was putting the wall up. And
did he ever do the wall? When he was in office?
What is Joe Biden doing now?
Did he build the wall and make Mexico pay for it? You know what you signed up for.
No, but let's not forget, it's 2,000 miles of wall. It spans 4 states. So it's not something that's just going to happen in a year or 2 years.
But he had 4 years to do it.
I understand that. But what is happening with the remainder of that wall that wasn't used right now? What is Joe Biden doing?
I heard Biden is making it more difficult for Trump to build the wall.
He's selling it for pennies on the dollar.
That's more money in Americans' pocket. That's money the government needs. We're in a deficit, right? That makes sense.
No, what he's doing is he's actually hurting the Americans, because you know what Trump's plan is. Trump's plan is to start rebuilding the wall again. Now, before he leaves office, Biden, he is selling that wall for pennies on the dollar. So we would have to repurchase that wall at full price and then pay to have it installed.
Okay, now I'm hearing the concern about the wall, but I'm not following how you overlook Trump said this. We're going to build a wall and we're going to make Mexico pay for it. You remember that?
Yes.
Now I'm asking you, did he get the wall completed in 4 years? You acknowledge he didn't.
No, he didn't.
And he didn't get Mexico to pay for it. But your outrage is with President Biden.
He wasn't expecting Mexico to hand us cash to build a wall. He was going to do it, you know, through tariffs.
He made the American people pay for it.
Look, it's something that
he was taking money out of our defense budget to help fund this thing. It was a lie, lighten up. But I'm the type of person, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but if Donald Trump says we're going to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it, would I be wrong to look forward to having Mexico pay for it? I mean, what the heck does that? So you heard him say that, but you could see through what he said and knew exactly what he was saying was, I'm actually going to make the American people pay for it by moving money from different parts of the government to fund the wall. You heard him when he said that. That's where your mind went.
Yeah, but look how much money we spent in immigration by not building the wall.
Lighten up. Could you at least acknowledge Trump lied to you there? Let's just start there, because that doesn't make it.
He started what he said. He started the wall.
But it's not complete.
No, it's not complete. it wasn't going to get done in 4 years, I guess.
So why? Okay, so he lied to you. If you knew it wasn't going to get done in 4 years, either you knew he was lying at the time he said that, or you thought perhaps, there's a chance he could do it. Which one was it when he first said it? You knew he was lying as soon as he said it?
No, I didn't know he was lying.
You thought he was going to be able to do it because 4
I think
years.
he had every intention of doing it, but there is opposition. It's not like people say, okay, let's just build that wall. He had to get funding for it. He started building the wall. For whatever reason. I mean, you and I don't know why the wall wasn't finished. I mean, because we're not in politics. We don't know exactly why
But promises made should be promises kept.
Right.
And he didn't keep it.
He ran for a second term and he lost his second term, and now he's president again, and I'm sure now he'll keep it. I mean, look, like I said, we're at that tipping point where you do feel that we have to secure our border, right? Do we agree on that?
I believe yes, but it's also an immigration issue. We have to address. I believe yes, but it's also an immigration issue. We have to address the immigration issue because there's a lot of people who are here already, and their visa status is more of the issue, more so than what's going on at the border. And his thing about mass deportations. Now that you know he lied about building the wall and making Mexico pay for it. Today is what, December 24th, 2024. Is he lying about doing the mass deportations based on your knowledge and expertise?
No, I believe there will be deportations.
No, is he going to get all 11 million?
How can you get all, I mean, how is that even possible? We're going to start hunting down people? I mean, whoever he catches, I guess, will be deported. But that's not the problem. I mean, I'm all for people finding a path to citizenship. So I'm not one that says, oh, get them out of our country. If they're here and they're good people looking to work like all of us are here, fine. But they're not all good people, though, right? I mean, what just happened
on TikTok? Would you be willing to tell people that there's not going to be any mass deportations then? Because it sounds like to me you don't believe that there's going to be mass deportations.
Well, no, I do believe there's going to be deportations. When you say
mass, he's talking about 11 million people. I have a story here to share with you, by the way, about people right now currently living in fear. Dreamers, they're living in fear. His name is Oliver Silva. He's living in fear because he believes that the mass deportations will occur. Tom Homan is talking about increasing the number of beds at detention facilities, building new facilities in some cases. And it's a no holds barred thing, right? If you are in the country illegally, guess what? Mass deportation. That's the modus operandi, so to speak, right?
Right.
Are you willing to tell these people today that Trump isn't going to follow through with that? And that he lied to them?
Well, he hired somebody for that, and this guy seems like he's all for it. Like they're going to do their best for it, but let's get the wall. Let's stop the people from just walking into our country.
So, if he can't build the wall in 4 years, the wall isn't going to help. He's not going to do it again. He's not going to be able to do 4 years and build a wall. He's not going to follow through on that. You don't seem to have much faith that he's going to actually follow through on the mass deportations. Lighten up. I think it's time for you to honestly come to the truth. He's lying to you. And I got more bad news for you. Your grocery prices are going to go up, bro. Are you on a fixed income? Or you said you're a painter. You're making over $400,000 a year?
No, man, my business took a hit because of painters are the first ones because painting is like a luxury. You don't need to repaint your house, right? You need electricians, you need plumbers, right? Because of that sort of thing. But painters are like the first ones to feel the effects of the economy.
So it's going to get worse. That's all I was trying to get you to understand.
That's why we voted for change, because we feel like, how could this get any worse? I mean, if it does, we're all screwed, right? I mean, we're all
Not me, because I voted for Kamala Harris. I'm a Democrat. I'm not screwed, but I do believe, honestly, you are, because you really did fall for it. So you didn't take the measures to prepare yourselves like most of us have. And this is the issue, Lighten Up. I've talked to you about things you valued: securing our borders, building the wall. We know Donald Trump failed to do those things. W. Rick in the chat. We know Donald Trump failed at those things. And we also know right now Donald Trump is lining his pockets with money from billionaires right now. So and he's not doing anything towards bringing the cost of the groceries down. He's not doing anything to bring the rent down. As a matter of fact, his rhetoric is saying it's the exact opposite. He wants to put tariffs, blanket tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China, which means ultimately inflation. And if he does somehow magically do the mass deportations, we're going to have a lot of vacant jobs that need to be backfilled by Americans like you at the price that's probably higher than what these businesses are paying the immigrants.
He wants to bring jobs back here. Our country used to be an economic powerhouse. We used to have jobs, industrial age. We had all this. But everybody's doing their business overseas now.
But because you understand this is a global market. Technology has changed the way people engage in, because you brought up your sister's business and I listen to what you're saying, but I'm going, after the pandemic, many people changed how they make money with their business. If they can find a way to do it online, that's where they went. And if you didn't have the ability to adapt and pivot, then there goes the business. That's just the name of the game. Only the strong survive, so to speak. So if you don't have a business that's able to adapt to the changes, you're vulnerable. And that happened across the board all over the world.
Right, because you can't lower your prices to get people in while you're paying higher prices for the goods. So,
or you gotta look at your bottom line and figure out where you need to recalibrate. Right? Okay, maybe people aren't coming in as much, but if there's an avenue for that, perhaps where I could sell this online and then exploit that a little bit more, then I might be able to, weather the storm, so to speak. There were businesses that actually successfully pulled that off.
But look how many businesses went under during this administration.
Right, because times have changed. It's like even in the music industry, the music changes over time. How you produce it changes. You can't keep trying to do what you were doing back in the day and act like that's going to work in 2024 or beyond. So you got to have the ability, and if you're really invested in trying to be successful, you always got to, have a little R&D component to your business, so to speak. That way you're staying competitive. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't put that on just Donald Trump or Joe Biden. That speaks to the business owner. A lot of businesses kind of got lazy, and they just thought, well, as long as I have this building front, I'll be good. Well, no, people are shopping online now, right?
Right.
And so and now there's AI right now. I mean, these are all things that are just part of what's changing. Wow. And so that's why I say a lot of you are going to be in for a rude awakening because you're thinking Donald Trump is going to be able to take you back to the glory days. That will never happen.
I don't know how you could say that though, man.
It'll never, because it's impossible to go back in time.
Right, but I mean, something has to change. The status quo wasn't doing it for people anymore. I mean,
I know, but I would have preferred, business owners to really look at what other people in their industry are actually doing to pivot, and then, see if they could actually incorporate some of those principles into their business, as opposed to blaming Joe Biden and the Democrats for their business's lack of success. Because I asked people, did Joe Biden tell you to raise your prices? Because, they talk about inflation and stuff like that. You go to these grocery stores. And did President Biden, actually, I ought to do that. Did President Biden ask you to raise the price of those eggs? They'll say no. Even right now, I was looking at it. NBA, the viewership is down. You're going to blame Joe Biden and the Democrats for that?
Well, I mean,
exactly. Times have changed. Times have changed. Now, listen, lighten up. We've had an interesting conversation. I think that deep down inside of you, Donald Trump lied to you. You know that he misled you, and that you're in for a rude awakening. I want you to understand this. You never answered my question about your income being fixed, but I assume you don't have it just coming in hand over fist. A lot of you, when Donald Trump gets into office, you're heading towards a 1929 style depression.
All right. He's not in office yet. How could you say that?
I said once he gets in, but even then, he's not even delivering on the stuff he was saying he would do once he got elected. And we've just discussed a couple of his lies that he said, and you and I both know when you think about it, he's not going to have the ability to pull it off. So think about all the things that he promised you during the campaign, and just understand he's not going to be able to pull it off. But in the event he does, you're heading towards a 1929 style depression, brother. All right.
All right, man. I hope that's not the case.
Now, there's somebody that really wants to talk to you real quickly, all right? Because I let other people chime in just in case I don't necessarily get the opportunity to get my point across. I'm hoping that, hearing it from another source will help you, all right? I'm going to bring up my good friend Q Dog. Q Dog. Oh, where did Q Dog go? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I guess Q Dog isn't here. I'll bring up Cabria. Good morning, Cabria. How are you doing?
Did you want me a Q Dog, Zeus?
Q Dog, he didn't, he was up here, but then it disappeared. I guess he left.
Okay, I just wanted to touch on one thing on lightening up. As of course, I disagree with Brother Zeus on this. Trump didn't say he'd build a wall. He said he would build a great, big, beautiful wall, and Mexico would pay for it.
W. Cabria in the chat.
That never happened. And so far as manufacturing,
okay,
manufacturing will not be brought back like it was 100 years ago, because that was during the great industrial revolution in the United States, with oil, steel, coal, wood, right? But then in the 60s, 70s, that started fading away, and we moved to a service sector. So this economy, GDP, is based on service. If you look at healthcare, finance, real estate, hospitality, food service industry, real estate, hospitality, food service industry. And now we're moving into the technology with AI and machines that build.
But why can't we bring those businesses here? We're capable of that. Why can't we have that industry back?
Okay, for number one, progress. All right, progress. Remember, when you were coming up, I know for sure when I was coming up, you had color TV. It was a big floor model color TV with the rabbit ears. You don't see that anymore. Why? Because of progress. Now you can get your TV on your phone, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's progress. Manufacturing is not big like it used to be in America. We don't produce steel like we did at one time in America. You have to look at the Carnegies and the Rockefellers. See, that was during that boom period when that happened. But since then, we have moved away from that, right? So we progress with time. We cannot stay stuck in the past.
Amen.
See that, if you look at conservatives and progressives or liberal, conservative basically means you want to conserve, keep things the way they are without progressing, without moving forward. As a civilization, we have to move forward. If we don't move forward, baby, we will be stuck behind. And you have to remember, the United States only makes up 5% of the world population.
W. Rick, let's go. Tell him, Cabria. Tell him.
You understand what I'm saying? Lightening up.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but so in other words, you're for everybody that opens up a business and wants to make a product, make it in China for cheap and then sell it here at a profit?
What are you going to make here? Let me ask you that. What would you make here?
We're capable of making things here.
What would you make here? What would you make
People don't
here?
want to pay Americans to make their product
here?
because Americans want more money to make it.
Okay, so what would you make here? If Lighting Up had to build him a manufacturing place, what would you make here?
Well, whatever the product is. I mean,
No, you have to have would you make widgets? What would you make?
I'm saying that's arbitrary. Whatever you're making could be made here instead of going overseas for cheap labor.
But the thing is, we're not going back to the 60s and 70s anymore, brother. That is with China, and that's just the way it is now. If it comes back here, we'll be paying these people. You'll pay the average worker $20, $25 an hour, because you best believe that's one of the reasons why they went over there. Okay.
But if you level the playing field,
gonna want to work for $2 an hour, but that's a good paying job in China.
But if you level the playing field with tariffs, now you're saying, am I going to pay more now to make it in China, or can I pay the same money and have it made in the United States?
I hear you, brother. You know what? if I had poo poo in one hand and wish in the other, see what feels
I
up
know,
there.
but it has to
It's
start
not gonna.
somewhere.
It's not
That's how
going.
you do it. It has to start somewhere. You got to get the ball rolling.
Brother, if it would have started somewhere, don't you think we would have went back to it?
Well, I
We
think
didn't.
everybody was
We
just
did. We
going
did.
along
No,
with the
we
status
didn't.
quo, and now this is what it is. But that it doesn't have to be that way.
Brother, it's like this, right? That's the way it was. Now, I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. You know, the United States lost its cotton. You know, and I'm not being funny when I bring this up. You know, slaves were used basically for peanuts and cotton. That was our
I
number one
remember.
industry. Hold on, was cotton. All right, but now we don't do cotton anymore. So that's why the cotton industry isn't even big in the United States anymore.
Right.
Okay. So things change, right? And we have to progress. Now, what I tell people is this, right? And as cold-hearted as it may sound, either get on board or get off the boat. It's just that simple. You have to be able to be willing to change. You know, young folk coming up nowadays, they're into computers, they're into technology, they're into all of these things, right? Things that old folk like you and me, you sound like you're an older gentleman, maybe in your 50s,
Yeah.
right? Okay. It's
Little
past our time. It's past our time to create a new skill. All right. But these young folks that are coming up nowadays, they're getting this skill. We can't keep them stuck in 1960 and 1950. They want to progress. And so when I tell people the difference between progressive and conservative, or you can call them liberal, is but progressives move forward and conservatives want to stay the same. And if you want to stay the same, then I say get rid of the cars and let's start back using a horse and buggy. I land my plane, Zeus.
All right.
Let you handle Mr. O Lighten Up. Lighten
Okay.
up. You have a good day, okay, brother?
All right. That was a Merry Christmas special from my good friend Miss Cabria, my sister. Ladies and gentlemen, W. Cabria in the chat. That was a Merry Christmas special.
Merry Christmas, Zeus.
Merry Christmas to you. All right, so what we're doing, Lighten Up, is, and this is how I run the broadcast. You know, I like to get multiple perspectives to the view to the person that I'm talking to, because you know I've already done my number on you. All right, you're.
Well, I mean that's your opinion, but I mean we have varying opinions on that. You know,
right?
So.
I mean, but if I believe that if I were lying or Cabria were lying, you would have had ample opportunity to push back and say, well, that's just not true. And where we're at right now is you don't want to give us credit. You don't want to give us the points on the scoreboard, but the points are there. I mean, at the end of the day, none of us are lying. You can't go back in time.
That's not going back in time, man. It's just not making China make everything for us here in the United States. And if they are going to do that, then you tax them. The people that want to have businesses here, if they want to have cheap labor, make their products, then charge them for that. This way they bring those businesses back here and have people here doing it. That was the whole idea about tariffs.
Do we have the infrastructure?
Of course we do. This is the United States. We're not a third world country. Of course we have infrastructure.
Where? I mean, for instance, you know, those batteries that we get from China, you know, where are we going to start that up at? And how long would it take to get that going?
Right, but we have steel here. We make computer chips here. We do all these kind of things. You just don't want to wash that away and say, okay, well, you know, throw up the white flag and let's just rely on other countries.
Well, the steel, Nippon Steel. I did a broadcast about Nippon Steel over there in Michigan or Pennsylvania, I believe. And they're basically outsourcing themselves to Japan. We might have it, but the business side says we don't have it. And if we're trying to make this money and deliver to our shareholders, sir, we got to open up those gates. We got to get out there and expand. We can't do it all here domestically. Imagine you're a painter. You run a business. Are you the only painter in your business?
Yeah, well, I have workers.
Okay. See, I knew I was going to get there. How much are you paying them per hour?
Well, they make a fair share. I mean, you know, it depends. Their average is about $150 a day.
150 a day?
That's not a lot of money.
No, well, I'm saying usually with painting. Now, this is another thing with this trade. They learn.
How many hours are they working?
8 hours.
Okay, I'm just double checking. So let me see where we're at. That's 18. Wait a second. You had $18 an hour, almost $19 an hour.
But what my point is, the reason why you have one good guy that you could probably give $250 a day. The guys that make 150 a day are only there to learn, and when they learn the trade, they go out and they do their own jobs. That's why you don't overpay guys. 150 is a fair salary for a painter.
That's not a salary, bro. That's hourly wages. And salary means you putting them on payroll and they're getting benefits. Are they getting benefits or are you 1099ing them?
Man, you're getting all personal now, dude.
I'm just showing you I've had these conversations before.
I don't see what that has to do with what we're talking about.
Is it salary or is it 1099? Are we contracting them or?
No, most of them are just guys that really have done. It's a painting business. It's totally different in this field of work.
I'll take your word for it. All right. So now that we've established you're not breaking $20 an hour. That's the big deal. What if we told you now you got to pay these people the American wages, their American prices, and that's $30 an hour? Could you actually do that at the same rate you're doing business now?
No, because the painting business took a big hit with the economy.
So we're back to square one, where Cabria was saying.
But we're getting way off topic here. We're talking about having things made in China compared to having things.
It's the same thing, though. It's the same concept. That's what I'm trying to help you understand. You're not going to add to your bottom line if you don't have to. Okay.
So let me get this straight. You're for having things made in China and not in the United States.
That's certain cases. Absolutely.
Don't twist his words. He's not saying that. You're playing that.
I'm not trying to twist anything. That's my whole point.
Naturally, I would think every American would prefer, but we have to face reality. And not everything is made in China. We have Mexico, we have Taiwan, we have India, we have Japan, we have some things from Italy. So let's quit throwing the blame on China on everything. And as I say, Trump has his goods in China. So it's a slippery slope. Trump, he's got you guys hook and sinker. He's got all of his businesses over there except what he's grifting people over here, right?
That part.
All of his businesses over there, and he has it shipped over here, right? And then he charges you $100 for his Bible that was made in China for $2. I mean, come on, and even his merchandise that you buy from him is made in China. So don't try to put
that's not really what I'm getting at. I would say a good 90% of things that come into our country come from China. And
I mean, did you set it up like that, or is that just how you recognized it is being ran right now? Like, Apple, for instance, a lot of their products made in China. They're not going to, I mean, yeah, I know they're not going to turn around and say, you know what, stop China business, bring it all back to the United States because Trump is going to be president for 4 years and we're going to ruin our business. They're not going to do that.
Yeah,
people need to be realistic. China. People need to be realistic about what it takes to be successful in business. And in some cases, you do have to outsource. That's not a secret. And even in your case, I'm listening to you. You have enough common sense to know if I pay these people what Americans are asking to be paid, I'm out of business. You know that.
Right, to a certain degree, but that doesn't mean you wave the white flag and you just, give up. I mean, you have to bring jobs back. We have the capability.
You can't afford it. I'm talking to you as a painter. See, now I'm getting a little worked up. You can't afford to pay the average American what they want to be paid to paint.
Right, that's the premise. But if you slap a tariff on countries that are importing things here to us or exporting,
they can't afford to buy it.
Then you level the playing field.
Do you understand what's going to happen? So if you slap a tariff on a product coming in from China, now that product used to be $50,000, it's $100,000. The people here in the United States, guess what? What do you think they're going to sell it for? $50,000 or close to $100,000?
Right. But then those manufacturers say, hey, maybe we should make them here because we're not getting the break that we were getting having it made in China.
If that's the case, why didn't Trump do it?
Well, that's what he's doing. That's what I'm saying.
No, not
This is
what he's
nasty
doing.
work.
Why hasn't he done it?
This is nasty work right here. Lighten up.
I'm just saying you have to start somewhere, man. And these tariffs that everybody's
So
saying,
it
oh, it's
should have
going to
He
raise
started
doesn't
with
prices.
understand tariffs.
It should have started with Trump. If I'm
Tariffs.
gonna, it's just like if I set an example to my daughter, right? I'm gonna set the example, and I'm gonna lead and show how. But Trump, he's just talking a game. If he was gonna bring all these manufacturing jobs back and all this good kahoo he said on stage and got you folks riled up, why didn't he do it? Now that's just, we just put it plain and simple. Why didn't he do it? He's
Attacking.
a smart businessman, right?
No.
Where's attacking at? I'm
I
gonna
mean,
ask one more
He's not in
person.
office yet. Let's give him a chance before we.
And then I gotta
just
do
let
this.
him off.
We gave him a chance in 2016.
Right.
And what
Right.
did he do? What did he do besides build about 600 feet of wall that China was supposed to pay for, that the U.S. tax-paying citizen paid for, and going
And
around creating disturbances
and
all over the world, being in Putin's pocket?
and Biden is selling the remaining of the
Iceland
wall
or
for pennies on the
Greenland.
dollar right now. So I mean,
Lighten up.
what is Biden doing?
Lighten up. Lighten up. There you go again, blaming President
Why you
Biden.
deflecting to Biden? We're talking about Trump. This topic wasn't about Biden.
Biden's on
No,
his
but
way
we're
out.
talking about what Biden has done. The economy is failing because of
The
Biden. I
economy
mean,
isn't failing.
A lot of
You
us
know
are
what?
thriving under Biden. Knock it off.
Doing good.
oh really? Is that why so many businesses went under in the past 4 years? Because of Trump?
First 2 years was because of C-19, right? Right?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
Trump mismanaged, correct?
If you want to say that, if you want to say that,
No, I
It's
don't.
no. It's not if. See, this is the thing.
it's a global pandemic, and you want to blame Trump.
But true enough, it was a global pandemic, but we have to be responsible for our country, right?
Right.
So all countries suffered under C-19, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And since C-19, who bounced back with the strongest economy?
China.
No.
No.
United States. And if you
W.
think I'm
Cabrian.
look it up.
Don't tell me the United States when all these
Look it
businesses
up.
went out. Tell that to the
Look it
people
up.
that lost their
Look it-
businesses.
She's right.
Once again, look it up. You don't have to believe me, right?
Yeah. Look it up. Tell that to all the people that lost
No,
their
look,
business
you
in
know,
the past 4 years.
when you don't want to look things up, that's because you're being willfully ignorant.
It
Now,
has
if
nothing to
someone
do with
gives you-
being
if
ignorant.
someone
Look
gives you-
around. Look
No,
around
you
you.
know
Look
what?
how many stores are closed.
You
You know what? I look around me. I live in the desert, right? And all I see is sand. But is the rest of the once I leave from this high desert, is the rest of the world sand? No, it's green and everything else, right?
Okay. Well, I don't live in the desert, so
you have to look it up, brother. You can't go by what someone says, or perception is a son of a gun. Right?
no. Well, you know, when you
She's-
see with
she's
your eyes,
ropey.
it's usually the truth.
listen.
Pardon me?
When you see with your own two eyes, then you know it to be true. It's not perception. When you see
Okay, so let
businesses
me ask
and
you this:
storefronts.
what was J6? Was that a
Oh, why you
Oh,
got to go? You're going
no,
into
no,
all
no,
kinds
no,
of-
no, no. You opened that
That's a
can.
perception.
No, I didn't open that can.
Oh, yes,
I
you
said
did.
nothing about J6.
Ah,
Man.
yes,
Come
You
on.
said something about perception. You see
Yeah.
it. Let's
Yeah.
answer the questions
Come
now.
on, man. Come on. I told you when we started this, he ran on economy and securing the border.
That was a lie.
No, it wasn't a lie, man. It wasn't a
Everything
lie.
you've brought up, we've debunked it all the way to hell. There's no leg to stand on. He's not going to take us back to 1960s when your businesses were thriving and your dollar was worth a little different. All right. He's going to go. He has no choice but to move forward and try to keep up with times. Otherwise, he's going to get impeached. All right. So now that we've gotten the cat's out of the bag on that, let's address the J6 thing. Why are you so afraid to talk about that?
Why do I want to talk about that?
You
What does
brought
that
up
have to do with
perception.
anything?
You brought up perception, my friend.
I'm talking about perception of businesses that have gone under. You drive up any main street,
no,
you will see
perception-
storefronts that are out of business.
You know what? I live in 29 Palms, California, right?
Shout out to California.
And when I got here, it was like it was really nothing here. I think we had like 3 gas stations, and one of them was a Circle K, right? Since then, we have 5 gas stations. We only had 2 stoplights when I moved here. We have like 6 or 7 stoplights. We have a couple of grocery stores. We only had 1. We have a couple of grocery stores. It has grown. It has grown so much. And some of it has grown since Biden. Matter of fact, they had the Phoenix Project built here while Biden was and still is in office and completed. So perception, once again, you brought up perception. And I'm telling you what I saw with my eyes, and 29 pounds, if it wasn't for the Marine base here, this town would really be strapped, right? So now you brought up perception. Trump supporters says it was a love fest. And Democrats, or reasonable people, said it was not a love fest. So from your perception, what you saw, what was it, a love fest? Or was it a hell on earth? What was it?
Be honest.
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Okay.
Man. You know what I'm saying? You're just finding different things.
Okay,
you know,
so here's the deal. You lighten up. I'm starting to realize it's the holiday season, and I'm trying to be of good cheer. But you're still possessed with the MAGA demon, and I've tried. Every time we drill down,
there's no possession.
No. Every time we ask you, are you doing the 1099? We asked him, are you doing the 1099? What did he do, Cabria?
He didn't want to talk about that.
He don't want to talk about it. I know that trick.
Man, businesses. Most of the time, I'm working by myself. You're talking about when I hire people. That has nothing to do with what we're
1099
talking
yourself?
You know what?
If it was up to you, I'd be hiring Chinese people for less. Right? That's your point. That's what you're running on right now.
No, all we're doing, lighten up, and you got to lighten up, honestly. You got to live up to your name. Whenever we get you to the place of truth, you can't deal with it. Oh my God, come on, and you laugh it off. That's what you call being dismissive. I know that trick.
No, man,
You've been caught.
That's a democratic tactic.
No.
Come on, man.
No, lighten up. You're possessed with the MAGA demon.
Right.
And this is the holiday time, right?
So is the rest of the country, apparently, right? Because everybody voted for him. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't vote for him.
I didn't vote for him.
Well, he won the popular vote, so there's got to be a reason for that.
Broad is the way and the path that leads to destruction. And you know that makes sense. If a million people jump off the cliff, lighten up, guess what you just said? You do it too.
Well,
because you don't care about yourself.
I guess we're going to see about that.
You don't care about yourself. You don't care about your sister's business. All you care about is worshiping Donald Trump and smelling his dirty diaper. Am I right? He can lie to you, and you would be thrilled. Thank you. And if he spanked you on your rear end, you'd be happy, wouldn't you?
You're right, because Biden was so much better. He had so many quality. We did so good under Biden. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Well,
I should change parties because you're absolutely right.
Thank you. That's probably the most honest thing you've said today.
Yeah, no, man. I'm being totally sarcastic.
No. I
think everybody knows that.
No. I think that's honestly the most honest thing you said. Lighten up. Lighten up for that. All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right, now. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, hold on. All right. This gentleman right here, and then we'll move on. I know we've been spending quite a bit of time with this guy lighten up, but attacking. If you can't get him to get to the point of understanding,
he lightened up. How many new small business applications and opened up under Trump?
I don't know. You tell me.
Not 20 million like under Biden.
Joe Biden. So lighten up. Remember you were saying the economy and stuff wasn't doing good? What attacking did was just give you information.
And by the way, you say you're a business owner. You see the hat that's on Zeus?
Yeah.
If I was the importer and I was bringing that and Zeus was manufacturing that in China and I'm buying it off of them for $8 and I'm selling for $12, how is Zeus, the manufacturer of that hat, going to bring that hat manufacturing plant back to the United States? And how long would it take?
Well, that's what we're going to find out.
No. See, the thing is this: you're not really smart because for Zeus to bring back the manufacturing of that hat, it's going to take 1.5 to 2 years. He's got to find a location. He's got to find a building. If he can't find a building that would configure to where he wants to lay out his tooling and his shipping department and so on and so forth, he's got to build it. He's got to build a location for them to make sure that there's people going to be able to come to work there. So you might even have to build roadways and electricity because it might have to buy property to build that plant in case they can't find one.
So your point is leave it in China. Keep it in China.
See, your mouth goes and you can't hear what people are saying. So why don't you sit there and listen and learn something instead of opening your mouth and talk?
And lighten up. Hold on. Lighten up. Hold on. You're in. So what I was kind of the intro, all right, to get you kind of calibrated. Cabria came in. That's second line of defense. Now we're at the third line of defense. I just want you to understand the resistance you're going up against, and sometimes you just might have to concede to what attacking is saying. All right, this is a true story.
So now he has to find a location, build a location, tool up for it. He's got to train people, make sure he follows all the EPA and the policies that go along with that. And before he produces one hat, it's going to take about 1.5 years. Now, he's imported it to me for $8 and I'm selling it for $10 because, see, I don't know if you know this, but tariff goes on to me, which then I apply to the people who are buying from me. So if a tariff, let's say 20%, let's say $2 goes on to that. So I was buying it off of him for $8. Now I'm buying it off of him for $10. I was selling it to my people for 10. Now I got to sell it to them for 12. See, that's how that works. And if he brings that hat back to manufacture here, oh, bye-bye, he teacupped. So if he brings that manufacturing plant and he has to build, it's going to take about 2 years. And then he's going to sell that same hat for $14 to $16 because it's going to cost him more for the people working here, the regulations, the taxes, so on and so forth.
Okay. We heard the whole spiel. So what's the answer?
Well, that's just it. You're the one who says you have the answer, but you can't.
No. What I'm saying is your answer is to leave the jobs in China. Is that what we're getting at?
Here's the answer, attacking, right? Here's the answer. What manufacturing plants we have here. If they want to modify or convert or change to something else, good and fine. What's in China, let it stay. But remember what I said, we have progressed. We are constantly progressing as a society. And for us to stay on top, we have to progress. And it just so happens if right now we're in the service industry going into the technological age and AI age, then that's where it is, and that's where we have to gear up for, brother.
Well, let me get into a few other things. So Trump wants to put tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Do you know how much food products we get from both those countries?
A lot, yeah.
Do you think we could grow those food products here in the United States?
Not if we keep selling all our farmland to Chinese.
No. See, there's food products that we cannot make in the United States.
You don't get it.
Right.
Yeah, we can't. See, like Mexico gives us 90% of our avocados. We only produce about 10% in California for what we supply. See, we can't get that. We can't grow that here. See, that's the thing. We also get meats and other things from other countries. So if a 25% tariff goes on to Canada, do you know how much gas we get from Canada?
A lot, yeah.
Well, what's a lot?
A lot, dude. Get to your point, man.
A lot, dude. Well, the thing is this. If Canada was to be tariffed by Trump, 4 billion barrels a day will stop coming to the United States, which means our gas prices go back up as they're coming down. See, right now, nationwide, they're at $3.04. We're producing more oil and gas now under Joe Biden.
Thank you, Joe Biden.
Than we have before, ever, even under Trump. We're more
Thank you, Joe Biden.
Energy independent now than we were ever before.
Thank you, Joe.
Now, you're going to say, what about the Keystone Pipeline? Well, the Keystone XL pipeline was only 8% finished, and it wouldn't be until the 2025 for it to be completed anyway. It wasn't producing anything for us anyway. So this Keystone XL pipeline has nothing to do with any of the gas prices because it wasn't producing anything because it wasn't finished in the beginning. So when you come up here and you start spewing some of the garbage that you say,
it is garbage. It's garbage.
No garbage, dude.
For information. When I just came up and asked you how many new small business applications happened under Trump compared to Biden, which was 20 million new. And by the way, do you know that I think it's 14 million black small business applications happened under Joe Biden?
Thank you, Joe Biden. W. Joe Biden. See, but lighten up. You got to lighten up. I mean, this information is critical to your success.
Yeah. Oh.
And by the way, we have higher stock market under Biden. We have lower unemployment under Biden. We have 16 million jobs added under Biden. Now you're going to say, well, what about the bounce back jobs? Yeah, that's about 3 million, because you can't say the 16 million are fake jobs because it only works this way here. Either Trump lost 16 million jobs in 2020 or he lost 3 million jobs. Were 16 million people sitting on their ass under Trump, not working, collecting unemployment checks, and then all of a sudden after he's out of office, they decide to go back to work under Joe Biden, and they add 15 million jobs? See, out of the 16 million jobs that have been added, 3 million are bounce back jobs. The unemployment skyrocketed. Inflation went up. All this relative connection to product cost is because of Trump's mishandling the COVID. See, we're paying higher prices on things because of the relative connections of 2020. People like you don't understand or don't want to understand. You just want to blame Joe Biden. Because you think Trump did such a great job. There's not one policy that Donald Trump put in when he first became president of the United States. He was riding the coattails of Barack Obama's economy for the first year and a half, because it takes a year and a half before any policy of a new incoming president gets inputted into the system.
Amen.
The American people.
Amen. W attacking.
His policy did get inputted. That's when COVID hit.
Amen.
And when COVID hit, Donald Trump collapsed like a broken chair. And he didn't do anything but lie to the American people about COVID.
Amen.
He pushed it saying it was a hoax for the first 6 months.
Amen.
I have a video that I did with Donald Trump going to his golf courses and going to 58 rallies the first 6 months of this collapse of COVID. And by the way, from February to March, do you know that the stock market crashed 3 days, 10,000 points?
There goes your
because
economy.
Of Donald Trump's mishandling.
Wow.
The C-19. So he lost 3 million jobs. He lost over 15,000 points in 90 days in the stock market. And then he handed it over to Biden, which had to fill the hole that Trump dug, kind of like Obama did with Bush.
Thank you, Obama. Let's go, W attacking.
So like right now, we have an even flat foundation, and Donald Trump is going to come in again as he attacks Mexico, Canada. Now he wants to get Greenland again, and he wants to attack Panama. And do you want to know why he wants to attack Panama? Because Panama took his name off of a Trump tower and say, take a hike.
Bingo. Thank you. Now listen up. We got to move it on. Lighten up. As far as I'm concerned, you've gotten way too much information at a very, very affordable price. I didn't even charge you the American prices for this information. What say ye? Do you regret voting for Donald Trump? Yes or no? We don't got all day to do this. Okay. So guess what we're going to do? Lighten up. Unfortunately, Zeus and his team are unable to help you. We're unable to fulfill your request today. All right. I know it's the holiday.
I was able to boost your followers, man. No. When I got on, you were at 800. You're at 1.4.
I've dealt with you before. This is the second time I dealt with you. I do it a long time. You're nothing but a loser. You're a bogus this white man trying to play a portrayal that
and with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, get out. Goodbye. Lighten up. You're boosting my followers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Silence, you MAGA.
Thank you for boosting my followers. I needed you. Come on back, all right? We'll take care of you. We're going to lower your taxes, and we're going to drill, baby, drill, all right? Well, that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Cabria, thank you so much.
Okay, Zeus, I want to leave a parting word. Trump handled C-19 so well, he ended up getting it himself.
Bingo. You're right. I remember that.
And the Magazoids, they must really like that lake of fire because they be willing to dive in head first. Oh my goodness.
They love being in the lake of fire. You're right, Cabria. I don't know why, but they love it.
Zeus, I've been posting in your chat what I'm posting right now. Right?
Okay.
If you read what I'm saying.
What did you write?
Oh, for some reason, what did I write? I wrote that record-shattering 20 million business application filed under Biden and Harris administration, and like I said, about 15 million black small business applications also happen under Biden, not Trump.
Well, thank you for those facts, brother. Attacking, all right.
I'm out of here, brother Zeus. I've got
all right,
my microwave. My microwave.
All right. W attacking. W Cabria. All right.
Cash app you, okay, little brother.
All right, sis. Do what you do. All right. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. W Cabria in the chat. W attacking. No lies detected. No lies detected. I mean, and that was, to me, a light way of getting the point across to you Trump supporters. Oh, my gosh. W Cabria in the chat. Look at that. Wow. Ooh-wee. And a dinosaur, too. We going back in time. You said we can't go back, but we went back, didn't we? W Cabria in the chat. All right. Now listen up. It's so hard to, it's really hard to figure it out, but we end up getting where we need to get. Let's bring up some more people out there who want to talk to Big Zeus. All right, real quickly. We don't got all morning to do this show. I know it's Christmas Eve and a lot of you got other places to go and people to be with, but we got to get the truth out here. Gen X, are you a Trump supporter? Gen X girl, have we spoken before? Gen X girl, are you a Trump supporter? Because what we want to do is we want to drill, baby, drill at the end of the day. We want to frack, and, drill, baby, drill. We want to lower your taxes, and we want to pay off your debt. W. Rick in the chat. Oh, no, you're sick in the bed with pneumonia. Gen X, are you a Trump supporter? Just put yes, maybe so, because I see something going on out there, all right? And I'm very concerned. Are you Gen X? Are you a Trump supporter? All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you want to come up here and defend your cult leader. All right. We don't got all morning. All right. And there's a lot of people that I got to bring up. All right. Elon Zeus, this is Drew. Can you please bring me up? Drew, are you a Trump supporter? Oh my gosh. Did you vote for Donald Trump, Drew? Come on, we don't got all morning. Drew, did you vote for Trump?
No, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, but I'm a Harris supporter.
What did you want to say real quickly?
I just wanted to say that I am on a fixed income, and I'm scared for what Trump is going to do because people like me who have a disability and are on a fixed income because of Social Security and disability checks because I don't have a job right now.
Yeah,
I'm scared. I used to be able to buy groceries at the grocery store, but when Trump gets into office, I'm deeply concerned for America.
Well, you know what? You have every reason to be concerned, Drew. And you know what? We got to fight. We got to resist what he's about to do. And that's why it's very important for us to get out here and continue to get the truth out here, because one of the things we can do is to help stop what those folks in Congress, because they think they got a mandate. We're not going to let them think they got a mandate unless you're talking about Trump and Elon dating. That's what I call a mandate. Outside of that, his margin of victory wasn't that big at all, right?
Yeah, it's just crazy to me what these Trump supporters really think he's gonna do for America. Like, they're like brainwashed.
Okay, well, listen, Drew, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your energy and your frustration, and I am going to unleash hell and fury on these Trump supporters. All right, Drew? And I'm going to continue to do the work you said needs to be done because we got to stop him from trying to harm folks like you. You sound like a very good person, and I don't want Donald Trump and his supporters to ruin these holidays for you. And so I'm going to do it for you, Drew, all right? W. Drew in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give W.
And just for TikTok purposes, I'm 31.
Okay. All right, I got you. Now I'm going to move it along, all right, brother?
All right, bye.
All right, bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen. W. Drew in the chat. As you can see, we're saving. We got to save people in this country, people like Drew. All right? All right, now, thank you, Drew, once again. Good morning, Elijah Wan. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Zeus?
I'm all right. I was seeing you in the comment section, and you were saying it was 3 versus 1 and stuff like that. You think that's what we do over here? Because I could do this all by myself. I could go both ways.
I really think while he was making his points and 3 people were arguing against his points, that was
you want me to let you
argue and debate 3 people.
Okay, now here's the deal.
That was what I was saying.
Here's the deal.
You know, once he was bringing his points up and 3 different areas were coming to attack everything he said, it didn't make it as fair or even for me. And really, you just kind of outspoke him between your fact busting and pointing thing, whatever.
Now, what I'll do, hold on, Elijah. What I'll do is I'll let you go one-on-one with Q Dog. That way, I could be a spectator, and I just want to see how you do. All right, I'll stay out of it.
So
let's go.
Matter of fact,
did Dr. Fauci
bring me up on? Stop talking for a second, brother, because today is my birthday.
Okay, there we go.
Bring me up on camera so he can see me eye to eye.
You gotta hit the button on your end.
We're
okay. Let me see. I sent you the request. You don't need me to let you be on camera. WQ Dog in the chat. There's my man Q Dog, right? Oh my God, Elijah Wan, you didn't woke the demon up. You didn't woke the demon up, bro. It's on you now.
Did Dr. Fauci fund the virus?
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, and then Dr. Fauci's been in the game for a long time. For us,
no, he didn't. He didn't fund the thing. But please stick to being factual. I'm trying to stay out of this.
Ask the question. So if he didn't, then okay, you say he didn't, but I can bring up articles that he did.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
You're 30. Okay, I'm almost double your age today. I'm 52 years old.
Ignorance has no age.
It's irrelevant to that. Just listen.
Okay.
No heavy lifting. Just listen. Okay. I viewed your page for a quick second. Looks like you're a young brother. What is your? I assume you voted for Trump, right?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have kids?
Yes, sir.
How many?
1.
You have 1. Is a boy or a girl?
A boy.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you a story that just recently happened a couple weeks ago, and you close your eyes and just imagine that this child is your child. Okay. Young man was going back to college. Headed back, had a great time with his family and whatnot. I believe it was Thanksgiving time, and on his way, he was forced over by an unmarked car. Actually, it was 2 of them. They didn't identify themselves. He thought he was getting jacked. And you could go on my page. I reposted from my fraternity brother, Benjamin Crump, attorney Benjamin Crump's page. At Pew Pew Point. We got to keep it clean on TikTok. And they told him to put his hands up before they unalived him by the head. Now, he complied, and I'll get to the reason why he knows how to comply later on down into the conversation. Scared for his life. They made him crawl on the other side to the passenger side, crawl out the car, and bark demands at him. Until one of the U.S. Marshals, who, that's what it was, pulled off his hat and realized it wasn't the escaped fugitive that they were looking for. Okay. Not only his father, but his grandfather are officers of the law. Remember I told you he knew what to do? Okay. Just imagine if that was your child. You're not a part of law enforcement, but it happens to your child. And any wrong move he wouldn't have seen Christmas tomorrow. This happens over and over and over again to us. Okay. All they did was apologize and offer to fix his car. This young man is traumatized. Going back to college, doing something with his life. Did you go to school?
See, so
no, it's a yes or no question.
I feel
it's
like
a yes
that's,
or no question.
Yes, I've
and
been
I want
to
you
school.
to continue to listen to what I'm saying. Did you go to
Okay,
school?
I've been to school, yes.
Okay, what school did you go to?
I went to University of Colorado Tech, and I was taking online classes for programming, but I didn't finish. No.
You didn't finish school. Okay, you're looking at a college graduate, HBCU, Albany State University, class of '99. Okay, I'm a member of Omega Psi fraternity. Okay.
Wait, can we respond about the police thing?
I'm not finished with my statement, brother.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. This is what we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And you voted for a person who is willing to give immunity to police officers, U.S. Marshals, all these people that have traded in their pointed white hats and their white robes for police uniforms, for judge uniforms, for suits that are fitting on attorneys in the courthouses. So just imagine, close your eyes, no heavy thinking. Just imagine if that was your child. What would you do? Because at least he had his father and his grandfather on his side as law enforcement. These are the U.S. Marshals. They're looking for a fugitive that escaped, and just automatically they see a black face with a hat on and they figure it was him.
Okay.
You got to think about what's going on nowadays, brother. You can't.
Can I respond, or do I got to just think about what you said?
Now I'm a time down. I'm gonna let you respond to what I just gave to you on a plate.
Okay. So I don't believe that President Trump can give more power to the police than he can have himself. He doesn't have full immunity. He has immunity for presidential actions, but I don't believe the president can give cops more immunity.
But when you say you don't believe,
wait,
that's not facts. That's feeling.
Where is it a fact that he can give the police full immunity?
He already said once he goes into office, he's going to sign an order for them to get immunity.
Okay, immunity from some stuff, but not from everything.
No. It's not some stuff. See, here's the thing. I want you to
bring up the facts.
Be very clear up. No. This is what I want you to be very clear.
The facts.
Because we have a lot. I don't know if you have blinders on your entire 30 some odd years of life, but just recently, that was one episode. Another episode was recently where a young man, a gentleman in Mississippi, we already know how Mississippi get down when we talk about white supremacy. This young man went to a tire shop to get tires changed on his car. I don't know how many he had changed, but he had them changed on his vehicle. He paid the owner or the tire person. Not only that, he tipped him.
This was about full immunity. I could have sworn.
No. Listen what I'm saying, brother. Because what you think and how you feel is not how any of these white supremacists feel or think. They think they're on their own island, being able to do whatever they want to do, and they're doing it before he gets in office.
Okay.
All of
What
this,
about
all of this
bad
took place.
black
All of
cops?
this took place after the election.
What about
Let-
bad
let-
black cops? What about the people that's not part of the
well,
KKK?
we have a
That's
number of them
just
as well. We have a
it's
number
just
of them.
abuse of power. I
Yes,
believe abuse of
exactly,
power is
exactly.
happening, but
But I'm gonna tell
Biden
you,
isn't
I'm gonna
doing
tell you,
anything
I'm gonna
about
tell
it.
you. Hold on, I'm gonna tell
Biden
you,
isn't doing anything about it,
sir,
and
sir,
Kamala wasn't.
stop
So I
talking
don't
for a
even know why
second
y'all
and
bring up
listen.
the police.
You're not listening, brother. You're doing a lot of talking and it's not going in, registering in your ears. We do have a lot of officers that are on the corrupted side, but we have a lot of good officers as well, because a lot of my fraternity brothers are
True.
officers. My
That's true.
as a matter of fact, my daughter's godfather is an ex Georgia State trooper. So
To
we
be honest,
understand
they're
that we
talking
have
about
good
I
and
won't
bad.
let you
We
talk, but
understand
I
we have
haven't
good and
barely
bad.
spoke.
But this is what I
I
want you
haven't
to
spoke.
this is why I want you to understand and educate yourself with. When you go to small hick towns like the one in Mississippi, and the young man, I didn't finish the story, he paid. He went to a near diner. It was a gas station diner. He thinking everything's good. He's going to give him something to eat and he's going to be okay. Next thing you know, he's getting dragged out by the local police, and they did some harm to him. They took him to the police station, and mind you, while they did this, they did not record anything about them taking him in or what the charges were or what the reason was. Come to find out that the owner called the police, told them that he poured out some white substance. Now, we already know, if we use our imagination, what they thought the white substance was in the grass. Come to find out, it was a white napkin. But by then, the damage was already done. He was taken to the police station. He was able to call his mother, his 70, 80-year-old mother. When she saw him, she could not recognize him. He was coherent enough to be able to have a conversation like I'm having with you, face to face, eye to eye. This is the first time that I've been on Zeus Live. How many months? I've never came on camera, but I needed to do this on this day, not just because it's my birthday, but because I needed to get attention. I wanted that other dude, but I didn't get an opportunity. He told his
I don't
mother.
feel like you
He
said
told his
anything
mother.
yet.
He told, and I'm gonna give you one more story, so maybe it'll register after that. And
Are we
because
doing
we're
story
not gonna
time
be on
under
a long
Biden?
time.
Stuff
I
that
just
happened
need
under
you to
Biden?
listen. No heavy lifting, brother. No heavy lifting. She said, "Mama, they're gonna unalive me tonight," and they did. And still to this day, they're having investigations pulled up into that police unit on why, for one, they did not have any documentation on why they brought him in and how he was unalived. Okay, we're going to the last and final story. Young man, I believe he was in Virginia.
Can I say something?
Family, after I'm finished, then I'll let you have the floor. Because I need you to understand this as a young black man in the United States and what's coming next month. Okay?
This is under Biden.
Okay. No.
But your stories are
in
under Biden.
anticipation on what's taking place after
Your
the
stories
election.
are under your leadership.
You're crashing out, brother.
God damn.
I'm gonna give you one more. I'm gonna give you one, and you tell me this. You said, "Oh, we have black officers that abuse." Yes, we do. True enough. There's
So it's not a
definitely lot
KKK
of
issue.
footage
It's a
with
police
that.
issue. Yes.
But you tell me this, and then I'll let you have the floor, and you answer this question on this final story. Young man, this is after the election. Great pillar in the community. Family loved him, friends loved him. He drove trucks for a living.
After the
Now,
election.
all of a sudden, listen, brother, listen.
Okay.
All of a sudden, out of the clear blue, he's loving life, but out of the clear blue, he decides to find the tallest tree in Virginia and put a noose around his neck. Now, you tell me one black person that's going to either do it to themselves or have someone black do it to them, put a noose around their neck and hang them from the highest tree. Now, this is a brother that enjoyed his life, his family, and his career.
I'm not saying racism isn't an issue. So I don't know why you got to educate me on racism.
Well, I mean, from your conversation at the beginning,
What?
it drove
You
me to
mean
that
Dr.
level.
Fauci funded COVID? That's what gave you
We're
the
not even going to
idea
talk
that I
about that
don't
because my
know
father passed
about
away from COVID.
racism?
My father was passed away from COVID. So let's not eat. That's a sensitive subject. Let's get on something else, brother.
But he funded it.
No. I like I said, as a respect factor for me, let's get on another subject because that's a sensitive subject. This is the 4th birthday without my father. So let's not do that. Not today. Let's try something else. You can go to the border or whatever you want to do, but let's
do the border.
let's jump off of that subject.
Let's do the border. All of the human trafficking going on at the border and the drugs that are being smuggled across the smugs that are being smuggled.
That's been going on since the 70s. But
Okay, and at this rate, it's only increasing because of your party.
Really? Okay.
Yes, they are taking and selling border wall. They're giving them an app to where they can find funding, all the assistance they need, all this.
Where are you getting this info from?
They have an app.
No. We ain't talking about
migrants.
after somebody.
Now I'm going to jump
Do I
back
have
in
to
here.
prove
I
that
got to
to
jump
you?
back in here because time is
jump
of the
back in.
essence. Time is of the essence. Q Dog just gave you story after story. What did you learn
Of
from that?
racism.
What was the truth that he was trying to convey to you? Did you let any of that sink
That
in?
that
'Cause
racism is still alive, and they're probably being emboldened by Trump.
Probably.
Okay.
That's lightly putting it.
Good job. I'm glad that you guys have that.
Okay, so you acknowledge that, and from the way you're reacting, it just doesn't bother you.
I believe people are going to do what they want.
Huh?
If they're emboldened, it's not by anything he said, it's by their own reservations against the Democrat Party, maybe against the.
Have you ever been pulled over by the police, sir?
Yes, sir. Oh my God, I'm 30 in Detroit.
What happened in those instances? Just give me one scenario. What happened? The worst scenario that you ever encountered. Hey, there's too many to think about.
Didn't George Floyd? Didn't George? Listen, didn't
Usually
George?
have
Wait a second.
bad
Didn't George?
experiences, and I'm ex-military, so maybe they see that on my record, or I tell them that, and it helps.
Sir, did
But
George
yeah.
Floyd did George Floyd in Charlottesville happen under Trump?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we got that on
And
record.
what did Biden do under all these attacks that's happened under Biden?
Listen, I just wanted you
what?
to understand when you said,
What?
listen, when you said that he's not emboldening them, or they are, I just want you to understand what it looks like and how it plays out. And it's actually what Q Dog was basically saying to you is
Those stories were under Biden.
we're saying while you did have these instances, imagine them on steroids when Trump gets into office.
Exactly.
Because right now, at least you got people willing to resist and push back. But I'm like, at this point, I know you a brother and you voted for Trump. If anything happens to you, God bless. Hopefully it doesn't. But hypothetically, say something like what happened to George Floyd were to happen to you. You know what the first question that I'm going to ask? Did he vote for Trump? And you're gonna say Elijah Wan says, yeah, I voted for Trump. I go, okay, so he voted for the police to have immunity to do that to him. Oh, that's what he wanted. I'm gonna get out of God's way. You get what we're saying? You get what we're saying?
For sure.
I'm gonna get out of God's way.
Out the way.
See, the thing is, Zeus, he's talking about he's
Definitely, just step out the way.
I've seen a video of a military person who was actually in full duty that was pulled over by a small town hick police officer.
Wait, let's talk about the small cadre of young men that he went after when he
was pepper sprayed
created the
why are
crime
you
bill.
pulling me over?
Well, I hear you, Q Dog, but see, he's laughing at this.
The
It's
crime bill.
Wait. So
the small cadre of young men with
he's
no
making a
conscience,
mockery
no
of the military that he served.
super predators.
That's pretty
the
much
ones
what
that
he's
Hillary Clinton talked about.
what year are we in,
both
young man?
Racist, and
Young
you're trying
man.
to tell me who
Young
the
man.
racist is.
Young man, what year are we in? Don't bring me nothing from decades
Wait,
ago
who's our
and act
president?
like
I feel like you guys voted for the system that arrested black men, which is Joe Biden.
Wait a minute.
You guys are
Let me ask you a
actually
question. When did you serve in the military?
he doesn't know.
2013.
2013. How many years did you serve?
6.
You served 6 years. So you served under who?
Barack and Trump.
Can you say it a little bit louder for the people in the back?
Barack
Okay.
and Trump.
So help me understand this. Did you vote for Barack?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so how did you go from sugar to ish?
Because my trip to the military really opened my eyes.
Oh,
It was a lot of my buddies in the
And
Marines
were
that
they
really.
closed when you completed your term in the military?
I mean, we're 93% we vote the Democratic Party.
I'm
So
just curious.
you
I'm just
guys
curious how
got
you
your
go. How you
plantation.
go from Barack?
You guys, I mean, you guys got it already. You guys,
sir, when you
you guys
said
got that.
something that
But
made
here's
me.
the thing. This is the reason I asked this, Zeus. You said you voted for Barack. Did you vote both terms for Barack?
No, I
You
only
did.
was able to vote one of the terms.
Oh, you voted for which term did you vote?
Second,
First term or the
because
second?
that was when I was old enough.
Okay, so you voted. Well, you voted only one of the terms. You weren't old enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so you voted the first term. Were you pleased with the outcome with your vote?
No.
You weren't. Why was that?
I was in the Marines at the time, so I was watching military men get taken to jail for shooting back at the enemy because of the rules of war and the rules of engagement.
You gotta say
Really
pew pew on
messed up.
TikTok. You gotta be user friendly.
Yeah,
Oh, for pew pewing back at the enemies after they dropped their weapons, military men were going to jail because they were no longer armed. So you couldn't fire it back at someone that had just unalived one of your squad mates because they dropped their weapon already. You know what I mean? So
what was the reason
it
why
was
you
like,
ended your career in the military?
huh?
What was the reason why you ended your career in the military?
I
Were you
actually ended up
discharged?
developing insomnia, so I ended up getting out.
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
I want to say thank you so much for your service. All right, I think that's a noble thing for you to do, but unfortunately, Elijah Wan, because I got to move on with the show. We're down to the wire, and we got to know whether you
Bring in
stand.
another Trump supporter instead of this 2v1, 3v1 shit.
Wait. We don't curse. Number one, and then number two.
And if you were military, you were actually military. If you were actually military, I would think that you would be more disciplined than what you are. Verbally.
Wow, really?
I mean, I'm just being real because
Yes,
right
no,
now
no,
you're
that's
being
your
very
opinion, and
condescending.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah. It's crazy because people that are I have people in my family that are in the military, and when you talk about certain situations that happen in the world or whatnot, they have a little more compassion, more empathy. I don't hear that from you. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm just curious.
What event have I talking about that's taking place in the world where I sounded
you're talking
so
about what Trump
empathetic?
Let me ask you an honest question, Elijah Wan, before I move on.
Okay,
This is where
definitely.
This is where I learned everything I need to know about people with MAGA ties. January 6th. What is your opinion about it?
That only one person died that day, and it was a Trump supporter. Am I not telling the truth?
You're referring to Ashley Babbitt?
Yes.
Is she a fallen soldier in your eyes?
I don't need to say that, but I do.
No.
believe
You
it
brought
wasn't-
you see.
Wait. What I was saying was that it wasn't as violent as you guys make it out to be.
Okay.
Because
So
only one person passed away.
So
no law
And I
enforcement
think a
that-
better question would be
No,
why did I
Elijah
vote
Wan.
against that
Elijah
fight?
Wan, this isn't that difficult, bro. Either you're going to be honest or you're not.
So you're saying there was no law enforcement that fell to the side? That's what you're saying?
They fell, yeah, but I don't think they passed away that day. no.
So attacking law enforcement is okay in your eyes.
No, it wasn't okay. I
and
do
who
think-
who did it? Who did it? Who was responsible for
wow.
January 6th? Elijah Wan?
Did you want my opinion, or do you want?
No,
to just
I
cut
want
me
the
off as soon
truth.
as you get your,
I just
your
want the
piece?
truth. I just want the truth. Who was responsible for it? Nancy Pelosi or Donald Trump?
Well, I do think National Guard could have been called in, and Nancy Pelosi was in charge of that.
I've heard everything I need to hear from you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, young man, you got a
That's
lot
the
to
end
learn.
of my time.
You got a
But
lot
that's
to
it.
learn. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, now,
Elijah Wan. This is why I got
let me speak real quick.
This is why we do
because I've just been
3v1.
answering you guys' whatever you're talking about.
But you're being.
I'll tell you this, Zeus.
Yeah.
Have you ever
let me
seen that?
speak.
Have you ever seen that movie, the black Triple K's?
I've never
Let me
seen that
speak.
movie.
I can start posting my military stuff if
a black
people are going to
person
keep
that
saying stolen
infiltrated
valor.
Triple K's.
But yeah,
This man, I'm feeling that it was based off this guy's life.
let me speak
What do you
before I
got to say
go
real quick?
because
Because people, I got to do it. I got to throw you in the lake
okay,
of
yeah,
fire.
yeah, for
What is your
sure. I'm
last
ready to go.
request?
I'm ready to go. Let me
Okay,
just
yeah,
speak.
I figured you would. But what do you got to say real
Okay,
quick?
so I was gonna say, people like the Black conservatives, a lot of us have voted against the Kamala Harris. We voted against the direction of this country, the men and women's bathrooms, men and women's
Yeah,
sports,
that
immigration,
and
foreign
unfortunately, young man,
policy.
unfortunately, that's where you went wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Elijah Wan has left the building. Unfortunately, he's possessed with the MAGA demon. A lot of hatred in himself. All right, Elijah Wan, do better. All right, go look at the man or the woman in the mirror and say, make that change, like Michael Jackson said. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send him to the lake of fire. Let's give him a huge, huge round of booze and shame. That was easy.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I heard enough. You hear one demon, you hear them all. Elijah Wan,
I tell
stick
you,
to doing whatever you're doing, because everything else outside of that ain't working for you. Nasty
I
work.
got one word of suggestion for him, bro, and all other blackers that's out here. If you think that you really have a chance to be on the side with all these MAGAs, these white supremacy people, racist folks, find out where the next Triple K meeting is, next Klan meeting, and just self-invite yourself.
Yeah. You're
See
welcome.
what happens. That's the only thing I can say for you, because until you actually get reality to hit you right in the face, you're going to keep thinking and thinking that, oh, yeah, as long as I voted for this guy, I'm okay. They're not going to pull me over. They're not going to do me any harm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, I got to move it on, bro, but we'll bring
You
you up
already
and sing happy birthday towards the end of the show, all right?
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, WQ Dog in the chat. No. Lies detected. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, so the reason I had to do that is because this was a knucklehead in the chat saying 3v1. I let him go one-on-one with Q Dog, and as you can see, he's got his footwork he needs to improve on his footwork. Elijah Wan, you're not really Elijah Wan in the paint. I saw it right there. I saw right through you. What you're advocating for, Elijah Wan, at 30 years old, is you're advocating for law enforcement to terrorize you, and that's just a program I can't go down the path with you on. And I know why you're doing it. It's because you're angry, and the anger that you need to deal with, it has a lot to do with the way that you were, perhaps brought up. I don't know your background or anything like that, but I could tell the demon inside of you, it's doing a number on you, and you do truly, truly need to repent. All right, if you're a Trump supporter, real quickly, let's see if we can get one more in. If you're a Trump supporter, please put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right on up, and we'll get this out of the way like we've never had to get anything out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Please put a 1. Zeus Judge 9. Wait a second. The educated has arrived. Wait a second. Come on up here. Come on up here. Hold on. Scott Rutherford. Scott, come on up here. Scott, welcome to the show. What can I help you with, Scott? You seem like you've been crying in my chat quite a bit. What have we gotten wrong in your opinion?
Aloha, my brothers and sisters.
Aloha. Did I get something? Did we get anything wrong in my opinion? In your opinion?
Well, actually, you've got it pretty well correct, because there's nothing but scared white men desperately clinging to levers of power throughout this nation.
Oh,
they've come to the realization that in less than a decade that they are going to be the minority.
Oh,
and this is the fear, the psychosis of fear that is gripped the nation. So this is their one and only chance to undo the Constitution of the United States by
Elijah Wan. Are you listening, Elijah Wan? Keep going, Scott, because see, you're saying things, but there's folks out here, this is going right over their head. They're like ostriches. Nutty said yesterday, they're like ostriches.
Well, it's the Veritas. You can't. Everybody knew that this bill was due and payable, and it had to be paid. So here we are in 2024, 400 years after this travesty that befell the indigenous populations of this land and the indigenous population of Africa.
Oh,
that were brought over to this country in order to profit.
Get it out, Scott. You go ahead, get it out. I'm gonna let's get this out here because we got some folks out here like Foo 33 in my chat. He doesn't get this, and what you're saying is scaring him. But please keep scaring him and the rest of these supporters.
Well, that's it. It's the psychosis of fear.
Mm.
And when you suffer from a psychosis, you have the inability to tell right from wrong. And so this occupation force that we have that is in this country, which is actually remnants of the slave catchers and the Pinkertons of yesteryear, because they're not constitutional in any way, shape, or form, because under the Constitution, only duly elected sheriffs and constables are the law of the land. These made up constabularies, if you will, that do the bidding of the power brokers and the wealthy are imaginary.
Yeah.
And but that's just the way that the normalization of deviancy has been allowed to proliferate.
Wow, Scott, you're over here dropping truth bombs. Scott in the chat. Can I ask you a question, Scott? Why do you think that despite what you're saying, these folks are somehow celebrating Trump winning and doing exactly what you're describing to them? Why would they be celebrating all of this?
And this is my opinion. It's because the people of this nation are waking up. They're waking up to the fact that we've been lied to, and we've been lied to all of our lives. And the propaganda of the media that we've normally been accustomed to, has done just that.
Right.
When the highest court in the land will make law that money is free speech.
Yeah.
It's only free speech if you have the billions of dollars to afford TV stations and newspapers. Where you can put on blast your own propaganda that you want your fearful flock to follow. Because I mean, if you're a leader of a
Fox
church
News
or whatever, and you're preaching fear into your flock, what purpose does it serve?
And so that's because to me that's what I like to harp on a lot. You have a lot of these Trump supporters calling themselves Christian, but to your point, they're being fed a lot of fear. They're not getting the real truth.
Absolutely. It's just and actually, because of this medium that we're on right now, I'm 67 years old, and up until a year ago, I would have never been on this venue because it was unknown to me. And we only know what we know. And if it wasn't for my son, who said to me, "That said, Dad, you need to go on TikTok." I said, "What in the hell do I possibly want to go on the TikTok for?"
Right.
And he said, "But Dad," he said, "those people on there are speaking like you." And I said, well, then I said, I need to go to TikTok and find out what my brothers and sisters are talking about.
Amen. Listen, I had to give you a follow, Scott W. Scott in the chat. You right. You landed right on the right spot. And your children, they did a wonderful job. Your son did a wonderful job getting you over here, because this is part of where the battle is taking place. It's really a spiritual battle in a way, and it's actually also a battle over misinformation and disinformation. You know where that comes from, right? Over there from Russia. You know that's what they peddle and push over there. And his supporters that are constantly, out here on these internet, these cyber highways, They literally push it on a daily basis with no care or concern about their fellow Americans. It's almost as if they really want to ruin this great country of ours. It's sad.
Oh, and make no mistake, that is the object of their desire. We've created oligarchs throughout this world that, by last count that I figured that they're like over 8 million of them.
Yeah. Wow.
And each of them wants their own fiefdom and kingdom. And that's why they're driving this wedge, and they're beating the drum of states' rights, that somehow that states can somehow escape the supremacy clause of the Constitution.
Yeah.
But we see evidence of this all the time. When law enforcement, which is made up anyways, unless you're a duly elected sheriff.
Yeah.
And then when you have your sheriff forces that are undermining the Constitution, then that is treasonous, and that's going on here in the United States also.
Yeah.
Because the Israeli terrorist forces are now instructing our forces, this occupation force here, to do the same tactics that they do to the poor Palestinians.
Sad.
Just sad. So now what we have here is we've got our United States government committing a genocide in my name.
Wow.
And that after almost 50 years of me serving the people and the Constitution of the United States of America, that goes against everything that I've ever believed in my entire life.
Well, this is where it gets into an interesting territory. Unfortunately, this is, to me, the result of a failed situation in this country where there's a lack of education that's really contributing towards a lot of people in our country being uninformed and misinformed. They'd rather be entertained when uninformed and misinformed. They'd rather be entertained. Don't you notice this in our country? People would rather be entertained than actually sit their special behinds down and learn. You notice that, Scott?
Well, absolutely, because they're kept in a constant state of fear by those in power. And the one thing that's striking and stands out against everything else is that our representatives and our socialists that work within our government, like me, I'm a socialist, and it's cruel capitalism for the rest of America.
Amen.
And yet, our elected representatives and our armies and our navies and our air forces, and I say plural, Air Forces,
right?
That we're all socialists. We derive all of our benefit from the state, as the president and the vice president and the senators.
DJ, knock it off.
So here's the problem.
What's that, Scott? Now listen, I gotta move it on, Scott. All right, because
we just threw
$1.9 trillion
Scott, away.
Okay,
and that's more than enough money that to pay for everybody's medical insurance in this United States, because we have the money to do this.
Yes. Now, Scott, I gotta move it on, buddy. All right.
All right. Aloha.
But come on back. I gave you a follow. All right, and we can do this a lot more because there's your truth. It needs to get out there. Where'd you go, Scott? Ladies and gentlemen, W. Scott in the chat. Scott, you're supposed to let me send you off before you just ran. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look at the time. Oh my goodness. I have been online for so long and trying to deal with so many different situations. And we don't got much time. It's the holiday season. Good morning.
What's up?
Yeah. You're doing okay? I heard yesterday that, things are getting real serious over there. You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there.
Okay. I spoke to your doctor, and they said, Snuggles, you just need to stay off of TikTok and get some rest and don't talk politics. All right. So could you please agree to do that for all of us, for the sake of this country? Because honestly, you don't really contribute much to this app besides
Right.
misinformation and disinformation.
I
And I'm
just-
saying that as a person that is genuinely
Absolutely, my friend.
concerned about you. All right. And what
I
the heck
just
is
wanna-
this?
I want to answer you a question, and you and Q Dog a question, really quick. The
No,
number of people-
Snuggles. This is
number of
bad.
people shot to death by police
Snuggles. I know where you got that from.
Please, I want you to answer a question for Q Dog too. It's like we're putting a storyline. There's and the blue people. This is the amount of people that have been shot by police officers, and in the blue, the police officers who shot white people more than black people. And you guys are making it an issue that black people are the only ones getting hurt by police officers.
Does anyone
So
out
tell
there?
me-
Does anyone out there have some
Tell me
tissue? Does
why-
anyone out there have any tissue for Snuggles right now? He found a graph probably on X, and he's
You can Google this.
Okay,
everywhere.
okay. Well, listen. You said today
You
is your
care about
birthday.
white
You
people.
you said today is your birthday.
Do we care about white people being
Okay.
shot too?
Well, happy birthday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to send Snuggles to the Lake of Fire on his birthday. All right. He asked for it, and I'm going to give it to him. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going through a lot right now. His mind is playing tricks on him, and unfortunately, it's just not even worth going deep with him. Snuggles, just stay out of politics and focus on your recovery. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Snuggles a round of applause and shame. I'm doing it out of love.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
The reason I don't allow Snuggie to bring up any graphs is because I know exactly where he gets them from. They come from the pits of hell, which is where I just sent them. And number two, he doesn't care about any of the graphs that I actually bring onto the show or other people who bring on the show. He doesn't care about facts, data, and statistics. So let's not pretend like all of a sudden today you care. And then when it comes to having this is for you, Elijah Wan. When it comes to him trying to have honest conversations about race relations in this country, absolutely not. The other day, he let me know he's of Hispanic heritage. So what does that say? You vote to be deported, Snuggie? You voted to have your behind deported? You know what? W, Snuggie. Because I would love to see Donald Trump carry out mass deportations. And Tom Homan, please start with Snuggie. The world would be a lot better if Snuggie would be willing to just volunteer himself to be the sacrificial lamb. Hi, G-Man. How are you doing this morning, bro?
Man, yeah, he got me blocked. That damn Snuggie can't handle the G-Man. Yeah.
You want to talk to him?
He's a man for
you want to talk to
Snuggie.
him? You want to talk to him?
Man, nah, I had no time. I like to see him in person. That's the kind of character I like to see in my person. You want to know why? Because I try to get the benefit of the doubt. I try to get the benefit of the doubt. People opposite. I got some people, true Republicans, in front of me here, Snuggie. One thing you do not do. You try to insult how I speak because I speak too fast because I am Puerto Rican. What Hispanic group? I ask you, what Hispanic group are you?
Snuggie, what Hispanic group do you belong to?
Are you?
Because we would like to know, Snuggie, if you don't mind.
Yeah, but you know,
I think it's I forget
sorry.
which one. I forgot which one. I forget which
I
one.
know it, but anyway, insulting me, how I speak and all this, my grammar.
He insulted
try to
you?
insult me, my manhood. But listen up, Snuggie. I don't call myself Snuggles. If you're a true man, and maybe you and Tiny Tim had a little thing going on. You know, the Broback Mountain Part 2. You want to keep it to yourself, both of you to yourself. Now, True Rican, my buddy, asks you on your live before your moderators drop them. Are you Puerto Rican? Yes or no? That's a simple freaking yes or no. So I could answer you the same thing because one thing I do not like that somebody of my own kind to vote against the interest, and I know more. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You think you know Trump more than I do, dude? I'm born and raised in New York, probably a little older than you. Even though I don't look it, I know how his house is discrimination when I was alive. He want nobody person of color looks like the host and myself in his apartment. Thanks to his racist father, Fred, and him.
Wow.
Yeah, and Snuggie, you from Chicago area, man? Yeah, go out to the small towns, and even here in Georgia or Texas, wear out your MAGA gear to see how they gonna look at you and project you who you are.
Yeah.
Just long story. They could easily.
He's not white. He needs to understand, Snuggie. You're not white.
Host, I hate to cut you off. He got more melanin than I do. Look at his. He got a year-round tan, dude. If I could tell that, What do you think these gringos, all these Billy Balls and Becky's will do that? Think about you. I'm not gonna say nothing else to you, Snuggie. You're in the find out stage. And don't whine and cry and piss in the morning towards yours truly, because I'm gonna say nothing. I said, man, plain, leave me the hell alone. You deserve it.
Wow.
I get the effects just as you do, because I cannot control how I talk.
Yeah.
And my complexion. But I got my character maintained. I mean, I won't put up with no foolishness. Just let you know.
Thank you.
But-
Thank you. We letting them
but
know.
I'm keeping it short. I know you got a lot of things to do, so I always come and go. I want you to have a happy holidays besides Christmas, Hanukkah, and other holidays this time of year. I want everybody to stay safe.
All right.
Time your family members. And
All
stay
right.
warm.
All right.
Bye,
All right.
everybody.
WG Man in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give G Man. No lies detected. All right. All right. All right. We got to wind things down. Good morning, Bamba. Long time.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. How are you doing? Long
I
time
am
now.
doing okay. I'm listening to your live, but I want to respond to them. And then you were asking me about Ukraine.
Yeah.
So already, Putin's already hitting civilian apartment buildings today.
Wow.
Right, just within the last hour. You
Wow.
know, 60% of Russian ammunitions are coming from North Korea.
Wow.
60%.
The axis, it's an axis of evil what he's doing over there,
Yeah.
aligning with that, but this is who Donald Trump wants to this is who he idolizes. This is who he models himself after, those two.
Yeah. The thing I wanted to say about Elon Musk, because the gentleman from Hawaii, Elon Musk escaped South Africa when apartheid fell. And
Stop it, DJ.
you know, the thing is I can remember every influx of immigrants that came to my state, And the one people that arrived really angry were the South Africans, Yeah, they were really angry. I mean, they were taking jobs I guess they thought were beneath them, and they were angry.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I'm thinking Elon Musk is over here to do a redo.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's trying to stop the fall of
Merry
an
Christmas.
apartheid.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't it make sense?
Yeah.
But the thing that scares me, guys,
It's unfortunate too, in that he's actually got a following of people here encouraging him to do that.
Right. And here's the thing they should be worrying about. What's the first thing? First he said it's going to get a little tough, right?
Yeah.
But then what's the second thing he did? He started talking about going off after the FDIC and the
Yeah, I heard about that.
bank
Merry
regulation.
Christmas. Yeah.
And their dream is to restructure our our economical system and our system, but see, they don't believe they can do it with a democracy.
So what do they want to do? Turn it into?
I suspect, they talk about it an awful lot, is they want to put us into a digital currency. At which point they won't need the FDIC, but they also will have a control of our finances.
Wow.
So, like, if they decide they don't want us spending money in something, they'll just stop it. Right? You know what I'm saying? They'll have control over it. The other thing, I found an article about Donald Trump's Bitcoin, and the managers of his Bitcoin were involved with the H group.
Oh,
H groups.
really?
I put that up, and TikTok tried to take it down, but I got it put back up. So the people managing Donald Trump's Bitcoin were paying out to both H groups. And,
Wow.
And he collects 75% of whatever profits coming in on that Bitcoin.
So he's profiting off of Americans suffering and being subjected to the T word.
Yeah.
This is sick stuff. This is sick stuff.
I mean,
and
this is really, and I don't think there is any boundaries for Elon Musk.
You don't
People
think
like
so?
Elon Musk, no, the oligarchs don't look at sovereign boundaries. They don't look at countries as countries. They just look at it. It doesn't affect them. They fly over them. They go where
Yeah.
they want to go. They spend what they want to spend.
Yeah.
They manipulate what they want to manipulate. They're not looking at sovereign countries.
This is sick. This is sad. But this
I
is what they voted for, Bama, and
Yeah,
they
I
think
don't
that.
think they're prepared for what's about to happen. If
Thank you.
Musk goes with austerity,
Thank you.
so austerity, you're going to cut all the spending and you're going to pay off our debt. Do you think they're truly going to give you the money back? You think they're not going to give you their tax dollars? They're
Nope,
going to
nope.
reallocate
Thank you.
how that's going to be spent. Elon Musk again told you. This was the weirdest thing. He's showing his robot.
Yep.
And he said they cost $30,000 each. And he said, and you know what? It's going to raise people out of poverty. Well, how the hell is that going to happen? How the hell are robots going to raise you as an individual out of poverty?
You Democrats, you Trump supporters, you know where you live at, right? Because you know where they live at. They live at home in their mother's or grandmother's basement. And Optimus is going to supposedly knock, because that's the name of the robot, right? Optimus is going to knock on their door and say, I'm here to rescue you from your suffering. And then what are they going to do? Give me your credit card, whatever you got, your bank information. And magically they believe they're going to be rich forever. This is
Or
some
are
sick
they
stuff,
going to
Bamba.
make us? Are we going to end up having to buy one and then we send it out and it works for us? I mean, what are we going to do with ourselves while we send out our robot slaves? I mean,
No.
what the hell is? I'm sorry, but what the frick are we going to do? How is this going to bring us out of poverty?
They don't get it. They don't get what you're saying, Bamba. And you know what's even more sad is they sit here and they listen to you and I are saying, and they start laughing and they think this could never happen. You know what? We laughed and we thought Donald Trump could never be president. Remember how that happened? And then you saw the wake of destruction and terror he brought onto this world.
You know what, Zeus? Remember the story of War of the Worlds being a radio show?
I don't remember it, but please go on.
Okay, there was a radio show back in the days before television, even after television. Not everybody had them, so we used to listen. Well, I used to listen to them, on rewind. I wasn't alive then, but they did this show called A War of the Worlds, where aliens came and attacked the world, and people were listening to it and they believed it, right? And they were all freaking out and jumping out of windows. It was craziness.
Yeah.
Kind of like what happened in New Jersey last week, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We were on a live. I don't know if I was on yours, but I was on a live. And Joe Rogan did something about saying Joe Biden started World War III because he let the missiles go farther into Russia.
Oh, I heard about that.
And we're talking about stuff. And all these MAGA come jumping in a panic and going, oh, but World War III started. World War III started. And we're like, what the hell are they talking about?
They don't know
And
anything.
that was just from Joe Rogan.
Yeah, they literally take information they hear and they run around like they're some sort of geniuses. But when they don't vet the information at all, and this is what makes this even more worse. Now listen, Bamba, I gotta
with the drones. So I mean, Joe Rogan could really do a War of the Worlds, and they'd all fall for it.
Yeah. Now I gotta move it on, Bamba. All right.
Yeah, you have a Merry Christmas.
Merry
I have
Christmas.
to say this. A year ago
Okay.
today, I was on a live with a friend in Ukraine
Okay.
as the missiles were going over his apartment.
Uh-oh.
That was freaky weird.
Yeah.
So this Christmas, I'm thinking about them.
Okay.
And I hope they're all safe. And we all should enjoy this Christmas. Make it extra special.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right.
I'm sending you love.
All right. W Bamba in the chat. That's my good friend Bamba. She's been with me for a long time. All right. But we're getting the truth out there. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, this has been one heck of a show. Oh my gosh. I'm well past my scheduled time slot, ladies and gentlemen, and I do got to get up out of here. All right. But before we do, we got a birthday to celebrate in the kingdom. We haven't had a birthday in a while. All right. Q Dog, it is your birthday, all right, brother. Hope you got a little bit of some extra time to spend with us. But hold on, before I do that, I seen a MAGA demon in the chat, and they know exactly who they are. Hold on, let me see if I can find them real quick. Where's that MAGA demon that's been spamming my chat? All right, with just lie after my chat. All right, with just lie after lie after lie. There you go. There you go. The American journey. If you don't mind, please come on up here and explain to me why you're so worked up and why you're so upset. All right. If you don't have anything to contribute to this platform, you Trump supporters, all right, and you know what you are, seditionists, treasonous traitors, do us a huge favor and just sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast, all right? We do tell the truth over here, and if you are triggered by the way that I'm running the show, please.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, that concludes this broadcast. What I'll do is we'll bring Q-Dog up, all right? Oh, my God, look at all these wonderful people, and celebrate his birthday, and then we will get up out of here, all right, because we got to get ready and start our day. Good morning, Q-Dog. Welcome back to the show, brother, all right? We made it, and we celebrated together. Yeah, it was a great show for a Christmas Eve special, all right? What we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to celebrate Q-Dog's birthday. I don't know if you want to say a few quick words about what you plan to do before we get started.
I'm just gonna relax and enjoy my daughter. You know,
Thank you.
It's a tradition for me to always spend my birthday with my daughter.
All right.
She created a birthday card for me. That's more special than going to the store and just finding a average card.
That's better than that's to me. That's nice, and it's real. To me, shows your human side, right? People think at you and they think you're a superhero, but stuff like that, it just shows how down to earth you really are, brother. Well, listen, it's always been a pleasure to work with you out here, and so we're gonna sing happy birthday and then get up out here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Let's go. You know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. We celebrate birthdays in the kingdom. Let's go. Turn up. Hey. Tell them. Oh yeah, all the love in the kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. They say we spread hate. No, we don't. This is love. Who else does this? All right. Turn up. Let's go. Elijah Wan, where you at? You say you're bringing it in. Where's Elijah Wan at? Let's go. Over here. This is Lloyd's of London Guru over here. Come on, brother. You know what I'm saying. There you go, lady. Oh, wow. Look at all of that love. They love you over here, all right? All right, Trump supporters, you know what to do. Merry Christmas to all of you, seriously. Cold as the days. I see you, Doc. Love you, Doc. Love you, Cabria. Amber. God bless you all. Right? Happy birthday. That's what they did. You all are so amazing, so precious, so special. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously. The lack of maturity of the host is... Oh, okay. Pac Mom, zip it, please. Little Miss! Little Miss, thank you so much. All right. Well, listen, brother.
I appreciate you. My daughter wanted to say something to me.
Oh, sure.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Oh, happy birthday. Oh, my God. That is real deal love right there. That just made my day, bro. Seriously.
Man, Zeus, I tell you, this is like I say, my mom's been gone since 2020, a year before I moved to Atlanta. I'm sorry, 2002.
Oh, okay.
My dad's been gone since 2020, so both my parents are gone. But that little one right there, even though she's 6'1", and she just turned 13,
wow,
she shares my birthday with my late mom.
Wow.
She was born on my deceased mother's birthday, September 29th.
Okay.
So, yeah, she makes it a point to always want to be here with me for my birthday, and I appreciate it.
Wow.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate
you.
Kingdom. And we're going to keep doing this work no matter what.
Yep. We got no other choice at this point. The hands are on the plow. But y'all have a wonderful Christmas, bro. Stay safe, whatever you do. All right. And we're going to move it along. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, WQ Dog in the chat. Happy birthday. Much love, bro. All right. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, where did Snuggie go? Because Snuggie, it's your birthday, too. And I was going to say something very kind, but you got up here. W Doc in the chat. I was going to relax a little bit because today is Snuggie's birthday, ladies and gentlemen. I was. But why would you get into the live and bring up a chart about police and attacking the black community on your birthday? It just tells me something's not right up there. I don't know what it is, but all right. But yes, let's get back to ending on a high note. Q Dog, seriously, I appreciate you, bro. All that you do on the platform, you tell the truth no matter what. You do it with conviction. It's real, and they know it. All right, but the fake news won't tell them that it's real. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, WQ Dog in the chat. Happy birthday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your day, the rest of the morning. It is the holidays. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, seriously, be safe. Come back in one piece because we got more and more drilling to do, and you know exactly what I mean. Take care. Have a great rest of your morning. Open up those gifts. Much love, yeah. This was an interesting show. It was a little different than what I normally do, but you know what? It's holiday time, right? Y'all can rock with me. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I love you all, seriously. Doc, you know what you are to me. Love you. You like that, Little Hawk? Great show. All right, happy holidays to you, Little Hawk. Yeah, I love you too. Yeah, Curtis. You know what I got for you, Curtis? I got that drill, baby, drill. All right, or as some like to say, frack, frack, frack. Hey! Don't the Democrats have all the fun on TikTok? You gotta be able to connect the dots. The way they switch those notes. I don't think I'll be coming on tomorrow. If I do, it'll be a surprise. But I gotta move and groove. Gotta be able to connect to those dots. Let's go. Yes. Let's go. None of you, Doc. Thank you, Queen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had an interesting show today, to say the least. Thank you. And Mom, I tried to keep it clean for you. You know how I do. W, Little Miss. W. Cold as the days. All right, I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas. All right. Let's go. W Doc in the chat. Wow. Let's go. Kelly, Merry Christmas, Kelly. Seriously, Reggie. Merry Christmas. I love every single one of you, all right? More than you know it. Seriously. DJ Sound Chaser. Where's Jazzy at? Where's Jazzy? Tiffany for the people. Shay and Nutty Professor attacking. Terry, yes. Tara. Even this Big C, you too. On it today. Merry Christmas, LT. Let's go. W, Doc in the chat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do.
Kamala Harris's war, Pennsylvania.
This is the last song, and then I got to get out of here, seriously.
She's gonna
Curtis, are you there?
100%.
Are you there, Curtis? Craig, you there? Let's go. Lower their
Yeah,
taxes.
she was against fracking, against all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, about a year and a half ago, when she was getting killed in the polls, she said, "I like fracking very much." Look,
They always go back to what they want.
What they want.
Yeah.
They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical left Marxist. She can't help it. But we're going to end that, and we will frack, and drill, baby, drill.
We're gonna drill so deep.
We're gonna be drilling so deep. We're gonna be, for these guys, we're gonna drill. We're gonna take out so much money. We're gonna pay down our debt.
Oh.
We're gonna lower your taxes to
You know what that means.
insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack.
Hey, you knew it was coming. Let's go. Once again, fracking it, all the stuff in it, all the stuff in it. All. Go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we do. She said, I like fracking very much. Go, Kelly. Oh, go, Kelly. She knows the fact. She can't help it. She's a radical. Hey! And we're gonna end that. And we will frack, and drill, baby, drip. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be so deep. We're gonna be for these guys. You know what to do. We're gonna take out so much money. We're gonna pay down our debt. We're gonna lower taxes. Hey, you know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill. We gonna frack. Hey, you know what to do. You gotta hit that. Y'all gotta hit that hard. Come on now, don't play with it. Put your back into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Right before the holidays, but don't do too much because we don't got health insurance. Let's go. Hey, here we go to drill, baby, drill.
Insane asylums.
Yeah, you know they go crazy when I say
the late great Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
Okay. They say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter?
We're gonna lower your taxes.
Okay.
Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal.
Hey, you gotta hit that, boy. Hey, lower your taxes. Deep insane asylum. Woo. The late great Hannibal. Hey. Hey, you know what we gotta do. Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylum. Hey. Craig, you survived another round of that. I don't know how much more you can take of this drill, baby, drill. Merry Christmas, everyone. Right, Kelly? Like it's Hannibal Lecter time. Let's go. All right. We're going to lower your taxes and we're going to pay off debt, ladies and gentlemen. Have a Merry Christmas. See you all